Get off. What is it? What is it? We're the app.
The companies are really bad about wanting to share with multi-streams, even though it's a complete benefit, a complete net benefit. The fact that they are actively fucking up the idea of multi-streaming when it's so easy to do, very irritating. It's kind of like back when PlayStation and Xbox didn't want to do crossplay. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like everybody will benefit from this because everybody's gonna want to play more. But nope. And now they did it, and literally exactly that happened. It's the same shit. If you multi-stream, everything benefits. I don't see why people don't do it.
So you're definitely pro. I've heard the take of like it only works if you're a big streamer. So you're a pro multi-streaming even when you're a small streamer.
Absolutely, because the more places you are, the more chance you have to be exposed. People that are YouTube dominant stay on YouTube. People that are Twitch dominant stay on Twitch. Maybe they'll watch some clips on YouTube. People that are on playback, they come to playback. They chose to be here, so they're gonna watch on there. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna lose people conversion because you're everywhere. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's one thing I figured out, bro. Like most people just aren't willing to switch. So just meet them where they're at, bro. Just grow on all platforms as much as you can.
I've seen the same clip on TikTok and then liked it, and then went to Instagram, saw that same clip, and I liked it again. I'll give a fuck. This shit was funny the first time. I'm gonna watch it the second time.
Yeah, I'm working on my fucking clips to my damn self. I feel like I'm have poor taste, but no, with the multi-stream shit, I would do it a lot more. But I can't stream some of the stuff I do on Twitch.
Yeah,
so I literally can't. But no, I definitely am. I agree that people just need to step out the box. The only thing is, for me, when we're trying to grow a specific platform, and I don't necessarily know if this is a good or bad thing, but like if you're trying to grow your Twitch, it sometimes is beneficial to just be like, hey, I do streams here. I record the VODs on YouTube type of thing. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But I can see both sides if you're just exclusively streaming and keeping VODs up on both sides of the things. Like if you don't edit your clips necessarily for YouTube, I think that's probably where I would be like, okay, just stream.
Yeah, 100%.
That's fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, my soundboard isn't working. Oh no!
It was working earlier. I heard it.
Just mimic them with the mouse. There you go.
There you go. Gotta use the mouse. My stream deck isn't working. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a special episode of Let's Keep It a Buck. I don't think we've ever rolled out this lineup before. This is a new lineup.
This is definitely a new triple threat.
Wait. On my channel, my channel, exactly. On my channel, this has happened before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On our former channel, this has also happened before. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Keep It a Buck, the SNS with Tevin edition.
The six man coming in to fix the starters. The starters hurt right now. I can jump in.
You know, it's crazy how the starters hurt, but we just had the Blue Lock and drinking game go up. So how y'all hurt, but we supposed to be sobering up at this moment in time. Yes, this is me plugging the Blue Lock drinking game because that video is hilarious.
Hold on, somebody saying my cam all fucked up. Y'all keep talking while I fix this.
Look fine to me. I ain't gonna lie. You look perfect.
Yeah, I might say it's straight to me.
You might be getting trolled though. You might be getting trolled.
I know they're on my head.
But regardless, as y'all can see today, we do not have Omar and Damo for personal reasons. They are out today, but we still have to go on. The show must go on. All right. Last pod, we didn't even do a pod. We just watched the finals, so we can't miss 2 pods in a row. Like that would just be crazy. But here we are. Here we are with the guys. Listen, if this is your first stream, leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. You know, leave a super chat. All those different things. Become a member. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, they have those YouTube community rankings now. Tevin, have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Have you seen the responding to comments with voice chat yet?
On
what?
YouTube?
Oh yeah, you can respond to comments on your YouTube videos and VODs with your own voice.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's hard.
we got to do that moving forward, bro. Because the way y'all be talking about us, I need to hear what y'all sound like behind these comments, man. Leave a voice comment on this pod.
Is it only creator to commenter?
Only you have to like unlock the settings from certain members to use it on comments on your videos, but all creators can use it on their own shit.
Oh,
so they can't talk if you don't want them to talk. They can only leave like regular
I have
voice
to like
comments.
literally. Okay,
Yeah, you have to enable it for them. Yeah.
Well, we gotta try that out.
Absolutely.
We'll go ahead and read these super chats here quickly, and also leave a 5-star review on audio, man. Do I have a 5-star review? No, I don't.
Oh,
so leave them, please.
Yeah, I say leave him. We want to read them shits, but we don't have them.
Yeah.
We do have some super chats though.
With that being said, let me go ahead and just check in with the guys. Sage, how you doing today, man?
I'm actually doing really well. If you see me randomly twitch or itch, it's because there's been a gnat in here for the past 30 minutes and I ain't been able to track his ass. So when I get that, I'm gonna feel more zen in my room and shit like that. But outside of that, I've been good, man. I'm ready to pot it up, ready to yap it up. That's my specialty. And again, just shout out to the guys, Omar and Damo. Hope everything good with y'all, man.
For sure. Tevin, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing real well. My plan to poison Damo and Omar worked perfectly, so they got sick, couldn't come on, and I'm slowly filling the void. Slowly but surely, it will just be Soul, Sage, and Tevin. It's gonna be the TSS. In this
out,
TSS.
Well, they wouldn't give it up willingly, so I was like, I might have to get a little underhanded. No, I'm doing well. Way too much going on right now with the Switch 2 coming out, all these fucking games coming out, and then people asking me to hop on podcasts. Shit's going crazy, but I'm excited. I'm ready to pod. I'm ready to pod. Are we podding today, or are we just keeping it chill?
Oh, we're
Does
podding.
it genuinely run better?
The Switch 2?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Oh
okay,
yeah.
Bet. Yeah.
It runs like an actual console.
Yeah, because I'm a pokey guy, no cap. That's the one thing I will own to the day I die. And I can't do Pokemon Scarlet Violet on Switch. I can't do it. It's awful. That's the first game I think ever that I just said it runs and looks so bad I don't want to play it. But shit, if Switch 2 runs, I need that. I need all that.
I mean, we can start off with a little bit of nerd talk. So, Switch 2 came out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Nintendo guy. I've seen shit's different now. It just looks like smoother frame rates. Is that it? Is that the main improvement, or?
It's very similar to PS4, PS5. Like, it's an upgrade, but because the games that came out with it it's not like a heavy loadout until next month. It is kind of right now. It's kind of like, if you're not playing Mario Kart, it's kind of just like, wow, it's just a slight improvement to the Switch. Yeah. But by next month, like all the shit that's coming out, it's going to be worth the wait.
Said you have it?
I don't have it, but I already can. I'm speaking from my experience of a person that had the Switch. I bought the Lite edition and I bought the one with the little Joy-Cons and stuff. Man, that's enough to sell me. And I've never felt that way about a console ever. I've always judged my ranking on consoles as to what games released with it, because I think once you got to a point like the PS3, even the game gonna run and look good enough for me to like the game and play the game. Now we're just getting to the points where it looks like I could smack, I don't know, Atreus in God of War, like physically, because that's how real he looks. But we're talking about the Switch 2 versus the regular Switch. That the Switch just didn't load. The camera, the pixels were literally awful. Mountains moved in that game, Bezos. Like the mountains would move frame to frame. It was that bad. A lot of the times the Switch do got some endless gems. It's Nintendo. Mario Odyssey is probably one of the, if not the Mario game, but nah, I can't. I'm so happy that the Switch 2 is out. High key.
I don't know. It's just, I think this is just my take with a lot of technology. And even today with like Apple announcing all of their improvements for the next iOS, y'all stretching it with these improvements, man. Like I remember when shit used to launch on a yearly basis. I'm like, oh, this is completely innovative. This is completely new. Now we're just looking for like improvements in the margins, and tech been kind of weak lately, man. I don't know.
Tech been weak. I can give you that. Not with the Switch. That's my thing. Not with this one. With the PS4 to 5, I can hear you. For sure. With Apple iPhones all day. That shit is just the definition of it. I worked with
2K2. Like
2K,
I gotta be
100%.
so honest. Y'all are not real gamers right now. There's so much shit out. There's so much shit out. There's actually too much shit to do. What are we talking about? The tech is lacking. There's actually
I'm not a
too much
gamer.
going on.
I'm gonna say that I'm not a gamer. I
I
wouldn't call myself a
am, so
gamer.
I want to hear this.
Bro, we have like there's literally too much to play. There's Oblivion Remastered came out.
Mhm.
Elden Ring Night Rain came out. The Switch 2
Mhm.
with Mario Kart came out. The Liza P DLC just dropped. Within like 30 days, you're gonna have Donkey Kong, then the other Mario game that's coming out. Expedition 33 came out. And then like 3 or 4 other games that I'm missing, bro. There's so much shit out right now that if like the tech is the issue, you got to find another console to hop on. Like this gaming blueprints for the roguelite people. Like, bro, there's shit out there. There's real shit out there. If you're not having the best summer locked into your room, cold ass AC blowing, no lights on, blanket over your goddamn head, there's like this is the summer we stay inside. We're just playing games all fucking summer.
No.
There's so much shit to play. Like I have a backlog so deep. It's like, bro, I might as well give this shit up. There's way too much good games right now.
No, I 1,000,000% agree with that. I think Souls is talking about like the performance base of whatever the actual console is. But if we're talking about just what games are out there, my man's was playing the Kazan game. Was it? I'm trying to look it up right now.
First
He
Berserker
was playing
Kazan.
that earlier today. I'm thinking about buying that. Fragpunk, kind of to me, but some people love it. You got you already mentioned Night Rain. I'm just looking up what I recently
South of Midnight, nigga. There's so much stuff
Dying
going
Light
on.
2. It's a ton of stuff out there. So I think gaming wise, 2025 has been underrated. 2024, I think people just acknowledge it's damn good. And 2023 has been good as well. Gaming has low key been on a generational run. I don't think anybody has an issue with the games being brought out. I think we have an issue with the paying for shit over and over and over again when the improvements to the actual product aren't going to be but so much unless we're talking about specific title games. Like when Bezos, like if we're going to the casual lens, for example, when Bezos mentions a 2K or when my man's Trey, shout out to him, mentions a Call of Duty, these are the things where I'm like, I mean, yeah, same old. Or CFB is going to be the new one now. They're going to talk about the boomstick really lays down the boom now. Ooh. So when it's stuff like that, let alone when we're talking about the actual console or the actual iPhone, then that's where I agree with Souls. But if we're talking about just the games, oh hell no.
Yeah, no. I think let me make it clear. I think just games, even as a non-gamer, like I think the last couple of years have been really good years for gaming from my casual understanding. It's just to me like it's really just a technology point. Like I think because games are like artistic in a way, you know, there's gonna be some stylistic choices that, you know, the tech don't matter in terms of making a good game. But again, I'm talking about the console leaps. Like you said, it just feels like a PS4 to PS5 leap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's because I mean two things. We're in the age of where all the tech focuses on AI, so like there's no need to work on hardware that doesn't further the purpose of AI, and then also just the tariffs hitting at this time. Like shit ain't gonna progress the same way that it did because we don't have the capabilities to work with, especially because China owns all that shit. China owns for real like every piece of manufacturing capability to like make better graphics cards or processors or things like that. So it's going to be impossible. Well, not impossible, but as long as a certain government institution is working the way it is right now, it's going to be we're going to be strapped for modern day tech improvements.
Yeah, no, that's
fair.
That's fair.
And you already know how Souls get. Well, you don't know how Souls get with the cameras, but yeah, that's probably
where
this name comes from.
don't get me started. The FX2 just came out. That shit is buns. That's what I'm talking about, bro. We've been waiting 5 years for a new FX line, and you give us that bullshit with barely any improvements. That's what I'm talking about. But I get everyone's point. I get everyone's point. Okay. I did want to ask Tevin this because you are the first guest we've had on since DreamCon.
Whoa.
And, you know, we also met at DreamCon.
I want to
get your review on your DreamCon experience. How was DreamCon for you, man?
Man, it was crazy because every time I was near Sage, man, he kept getting swamped. It was nuts. I was like, man, I can't even. I can't even be near this guy, man. This nigga runs the whole show. It was
He's
honestly,
lying.
it was just SageCon, to be quite honest.
He's lying.
I thought they
he's
were
lying,
I
bro.
thought they were gonna rename.
There's one dude lying on stage, and it's not Tevin.
Yo,
I
he's
thought,
lying, bro.
I thought they was going to rename that bitch to SageCon. I was like, holy moly, that's the guy now. That's the guy right now. Nah, DreamCon was really cool. It was interesting. Every single year, I'm always like, man, I don't know if I can go to this next year. It always seems like a lot. It's always growing at a pace that feels all like not uncomfortable, but it's like it's just different for me, and I can't accept the modern mainstream of it. It always gets really difficult. But then I meet everybody that's out there and that's like a fan, and you get to see all your homeboys who have been working for the past year that you didn't get to keep up with. Like I only see you guys in person maybe once or twice a year, and that's one of the events. And so that always like ends up making it worth it. But I will say it always comes with the switch off of like, damn, these niggas have no etiquette, bro. Like there's no the veil between what is real and what is a clipped moment is like thinner and thinner and thinner, bro. Like I don't want to meet a fan or someone who says that they're a fan and then they come up to me and they're trying to bait me with some raid shit, or they're trying to fucking get their clip off of like, oh, let's take a shot right now, or oh, how do you feel about fucking.
How many times did you get that? Because you were tweeting about
Oh, maybe at parties that I went to across the weekend, I probably got about 30 or 40.
Dang.
Just during the day was probably another 20 to 30.
Damn.
So me walking around, people were stopping me trying to force me to drink something.
How do you even? How do they even
want you
have
to
alcohol?
die.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, there are some places that sell alcohol in the venue. Some people are bringing flasks, like hidden flasks, up to me and shit. It's always
that's
like,
crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's
Hey, yo,
crazy.
bro, I got something.
Yeah, exactly. No, and like, God, if I knew who they were, I'd shout them out because it was such a good, kind gesture. I know they also do a podcast, but so no free podcast, shill. But they brought my drink that I make on the drinking game. Like they made it in a flask for me, like Crown Apple, cranberry juice, and Sprite, and shook it up and made it for me. They were like, we knew you were here. We were gonna find you. We wanted to speak to you specifically. You have to drink this because this is your drink. And I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. So I can't say no, but it is crazy. It's always fun.
So what was the first DreamCon you went to? Because you've been going much longer than even we have.
Yeah, this was my 4th or 5th year. I think this is actually my 5th year because I went to during the COVID era.
Oh,
so unless they, I don't know if they had it that year. Maybe it was 2021. I can't remember, but it's been at least 4 or 5 years. So their first major one, the first two were like barely anybody showed up, and it was like in like a warehouse and shit. But the first time that it was like at Esports Arlington Stadium down in Dallas, that was the first one that I went to. And it is, yeah, it's way different. It's so much different now.
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, because obviously size is the biggest difference, but from like a culture, content perspective, what has changed since the first time you've gone?
I mean, obviously the culture itself has shifted from, and everybody who's been there for a long time has talked about it. It's gone from anime nerd culture and like YouTube culture, people that are like really online and just wanting to come out and like show love from the YouTube and content sphere of things. So now it's just like a mainstream event where people will also go to stream. They're there to see events like the basketball game and stuff like that, as well as meet the creators. Like before that didn't really happen. Like people wanted to go, obviously. People definitely wanted to go to like meet Berlizzi and RDT World and all them. But like they were so available back then that you would just run into them. And like I really appreciate DreamCon because that's still kind of the case. You can still meet your favorite content creator just walking the halls. That's one of the few places that this exists. But back in the day, niggas was just hanging out. Like literally, if they had nowhere to be, they would be at the bar of the hotel, or they would just be walking around the floor playing games with you and shit. And it was really, really cool. Obviously, you can't get away with that now because of like how popular people are getting, how weird people are getting with clips. And there's like security. People go to the creator lounge and they only go to their specific events. But that was like one major difference. The other major difference is people back then were fans. Like
Mm.
when you go to DreamCon, either you were a creator that got invited, or you were a fan that wanted to go to see somebody that was invited, or just celebrate the convention culture. Now it's like creators will go, even if they don't get invited, to try and set up something. An easy example of that is obviously like the DDG thing with the fight that happened. There's some other people that I don't even want to talk about that showed up there that are banned from being at DreamCon. They know they were banned from DreamCon and they shouldn't have showed up there. And then other people showing up there to see if they can see the person that showed up there uninvited, to see if they can get their clip or it happens way too frequently. It's like the negatives are starting to show up from that regard. The creator culture of DreamCon now is getting kind of little haywire.
Yeah,
There was
even
the oh, go
for
ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, even from my perspective on that day that I kind of like dipped off and did my own thing. Nah, the amount of times, chat, I said it on my initial reaction or review of DreamCon, I'll say it again. The amount of times that people walked around with their camera to the side, selfie stick, and just following people was crazy. And I'm not even talking about making their own content, live streaming. No, following people. Funny Mike was like, oh my God, just followed the entire time he was there, to the point where if I passed him twice, because this happened, I saw him on the first floor and I think on the third floor. And the second time I passed him, he thought I was just one of the people following him. I was doing my own thing. And he was like, yo, you good? I was like, yeah. yeah, I'm fine. What's going on with you? But I understand it because he had a posse that I thought was his, but no, some of these niggas are just following. So it definitely gets a bit odd. I think even shout out Cardiac, shout out my guy River. They were even doing their podcast, and Tev swear right above me, if I'm sitting there, I'm doing the podcast with them, someone just peeks their head over. I see their boy recording them a little bit away. I'm thinking, oh, this is just another bit for their podcast. I didn't know this guy. Nah, he's just sitting over here essentially sabotaging the podcast, takes the mic, and he's just like, yeah, bro, fuck this shit. I forgot what the fuck he said. He said something about fuck this shit or something like that. And we all just looked at him. And that's when I realized, okay, he's not a part of the crew. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I took the mic back. He was like, oh, that was corny? Yeah. and that was that. So I just don't understand how all it, well, I do understand how this happened. I just don't like that it happened, per se.
I'm not gonna lie. We're in an era too where people have figured out that like short form is a shortcut to growing as a streamer. And like even people like Agent of, during the streamer university class have told people like, yo, this is the way. I feel like a lot of people are like trying to become streamers now, and they don't even have a plan in terms of how they want to build their brand or whatever. Like they're not thinking about long form content. So what they do is just they literally just get together in person, do IRL streams because everyone's telling them to collaborate in IRL stream, and then they're just like, okay, what's the next clip I could do? What's some funny shit I could do right now? Like there's no brand building. That shit is just crazy to me. Because even when we were trying to get our badges stage, I'm pretty sure you remember this. There was that group of dudes just trying to cut the line.
Yeah.
Everyone with the phones talk about, oh, like they're just wilding out and shit. And I'm like, is this the plan? Like, is this the content?
They like purposely, for those that don't understand what Bezos is saying, I can describe it a bit better, but they were far, so I don't have quotes. But imagine, chat, you're waiting in that long ass line, flights of stairs, respectfully, for a long ass line for your badge. And these 5 guys, all with cameras, just pull up and they literally just start doing and saying the wildest shit until they get kicked out. And then when they got kicked out, the flash is turned on the cameras. And it's just like, this is the clip. So I got kicked out at DreamCon is the title and thumb today, because it was obvious they were just being degenerates on purpose. And the security was just like, all right, come on. Followed them out of there. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's not really a nightmare because this, and I hate to be, because you know me, I want to be both an optimist, but just also be like realistic about what's going on. This is the reality of where it's going. Like it only gets worse because you can't stop the culture at all. Because if you try to prevent one person from doing it, the next person just jumps the line and becomes the thing that everybody wants to see. You know what I'm saying? Like if we got a great example of this is like Kai back in the day when he was doing like e-dates and shit like that, and everybody was like, bro, get these girls off the goddamn stream like all the time, like all you ever doing is doing girl content. And then he quit And then he managed to manifest some shit out of that because he had good ideas. He has a good team around him that can come up with things that aren't just fully girl related. And guess what? Them niggas hyped up 10 other streamers immediately after because they were willing to do the same girl content that they love to see from Kai. They just transitioned over to, you know, the next person, the next person, next person. That's why we got like 40 goddamn AMP clones that none of little Racky, Ruby, Tacky. I don't know these niggas' names anymore because they're all little dumb motherfuckers that no shade to them that for their content, but it's like they will fill the need of any area that the person leaves behind because they know that it's the key to like going somewhere. Even though the content is questionable, you know, it's subjective. People will just jump on it, and that's what DreamCon's going to be. That's what every major thing is going to be because that's what people want to see, and we're just gonna have to live with it. We just got to accept it at this point.
So what is it gonna take for you to be just like, I ain't going to DreamCon this year? Because I think like for me, just even the opportunity to meet with creators I've been talking to throughout the whole year and meeting the community, I think as long as that exists, I will always want to go to DreamCon. But like, is there like a hard line for you in terms of like, okay, that's still there, but it's just getting too crazy for me to show up?
I'm a big values guy. I'm not gonna lie. Like the moment something betrays what I feel like you say you're standing for, but you don't, that's when it's like, I don't give a fuck what this could bring me opportunity wise because I can't sit with myself knowing that I'm just like a poser to myself. I'm lying about the things that I care about. One big example of this is that with the DDG thing, right? And it's not to like harp on this or be whatever because I don't know DDG. I've talked to him for like maybe 30 seconds, but when there are scenarios in which you should be more precautious or you need to do your due diligence about like what's going on instead of just being like, well, you know, it looks crazy right now, but we're just going to let things rock. That to me will always be like, you probably should put a handle on that. Like, I know that you can't stop certain people from doing certain things. I know that you can't corral a whole fan base, like it's whatever, but doing things within your power and speaking up or saying something when you see something is always like very important to me. That if it gets to a point where we're just letting shit fly no matter what, that's when I'm like, I can't go to DreamCon anymore. If they don't have regulations put in place within the next 2 years on that streaming shit about who can stream and who can't stream, or like, I don't want the security to be too much tighter because it's really hard for like cosplayers to get in, obviously.
Yeah, it's bad for them.
But if there's not something put in place to be like ensuring not just the safety but the consent of people around you, because niggas don't like, if you're in public, you don't consent to being filmed. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody recording your phone conversation. Like you actually don't have the ability to do that, right? And so the fact that random civilian people get put into this game of like, oh, here's my IRL content. Now you have to play along because I'm this big fucking clown at this big fucking show and the world revolves around me type shit. If you can't get a grip on that as a convention, if you can't shape the culture around that or the policy around that, then I am too old for that. Nigga, I'm 30. Like I don't want to be around that, bro. I don't want to be around that.
I definitely agree in terms of like the going live experience thing. I vlogged mine personally. Like I had the camera out, y'all know that, but I didn't want to put any pressure on anybody. When I was on my day, I made it very clear, hey, I'm putting this on YouTube. You good? Cool, whatever. Hey, anybody in here, just know this going on the channel, obviously. Cool, all right, whatever. Obviously I weren't going to repeat that but so many times, but everybody got the vibe at some point. I don't understand, and it is a young niggas game at some point, but I just don't understand the idea of like being able to just fuck with people randomly just because it's funny. If it's funny, and then that's the clip, that's the content, that's whatever. Like again, I go back to the example Bezos pointed out. The idea that like a random security guard was your content today is nuts to me. I just don't comprehend that. Or the idea that someone could just be in a parked car and you just want to, I don't know, throw an egg at it. And that's the clip. It just doesn't sit right with me personally. So for me, DreamCon, I recommend having either a streamer section or, as Tev said, definitely this is what you got to do to apply to make sure that you can live stream whatever. Outside of that, I mean, personally, they can't get these wait times down. That'll turn me off at some
I'm
point.
so glad you
that's
said
it.
that. I'm so glad you said that. Mail DreamCon, mail your fucking badges. Oh
Yes,
my God.
please,
Everyone, every convention mails badges. They did not mail their badges. In the wait time on the first day, I had friends who waited 6 hours. 6 hours. They got in line at
Yeah.
10 a.m. They didn't get into the con until 4:30.
You talking about Friday, right?
Friday, yes.
Friday was horrible.
I made a TikTok about it too, saying the same thing. Yo,
That's
send us
unbelievable.
send us QR codes or mail it. Everyone in the comment section. I mean, I just had to show up Thursday. What kind of answer is that?
Now, I can we talk about that?
Fuck?
Like, I don't like this. Maybe this is my hot take of the week. Shout out to the Chime. I'm tired of the community standard of, okay, you either get with this or get out all the time. Don't get me wrong. I have talked about several times, if something pisses you off, I'm not a hater. Scroll up. The 90% of the time I'm on that side. But there's some points where, in the case of that, or in the case of certain gaming communities, rivals and other things like that, where y'all just kind of understand something is wrong, don't care about it, and it will just be like, all right, man, then fuck off then. Or just go along with some other hilariously stupid thing. Well, no, gang, I've like Souls fuck with DreamCon. I've probably fuck with DreamCon more than anybody up here. But my brother in Christ, mail the badges. I understand the idea that on the phone, the Apple Wallet shit might not be optimal. I don't understand everything about conventions, but people have told me, nah, that doesn't make sense. It's not like a concert or a Mania or nothing like that. Cool. Definitely mail them shits though. Why are we sitting there for 6 hours on the very
Houston
first day
heat.
Outside.
and then the
Damn.
argument is, okay, show up an entire day earlier. That day packed up. It's 6 to 2 hours. So man, y'all gotta stop.
Yeah, I mean, to Tevin's earlier point though, that's just like I hear y'all, but I also think like it's like the bad actors ruin it for the good actors, because that like the content Sage was shooting at the convention, I don't think that was problematic at all. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
know
But
that
it's these
sounds
bad
biased, but
actors.
it's a fucking
Yeah,
truth.
it sounds biased, but Sage is literally just out there like vlogging personally, doing like a IRL anime tier list. Like that's some wholesome ass non-problematic content. But it does seem like, and Omar even mentioned it when we talked about it, that the bad apples are gonna ruin it for everyone else because of the things that Tevin's talking about. Because it's one of those things where like 5-6 DDG instances is 5-6 DDG instances too much. Even though it's not a lot, it's still too much. That should not be happening at a convention. And that's just tough, because I feel like, I don't know if y'all feel the same way. It seems like DreamCon is just like the yearly internet meetup for like our side of the internet, and people like really, really prepare for it, especially content creators. Like this is really their only time of the year where they can meet up in person and create, content together and all those different things. And for that to be handicapped because of some lame ass clip farmers,
Yeah,
we're
that
gonna
would
get a
suck.
clip that honestly won't even take off because it's against TikTok TOS. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
So
I talked to Mark and I told him to do a second one where it's like the first one that you do in the spring or early summer is like FaZe Clan related or Young Nigga related, where it's like all of that side where they want to clip farm, they want to be more active into the like live streaming, like getting their clips off and just have them be there for that. And because it'll split up the amount of first of all the sheer amount of people there, but it'll also split up the reason for being there, and it also give them two opportunities to see the people that they want to see, right? Where it's like, if you're part of this culture, go to this con. If you want part of this culture, go to this con. If you fuck with both, go to both. That way you understand what you're getting yourself into. And it also gives them more than one like Super Bowl type of activity. You know what I'm saying? How many like there's like 3 Twitch cons,
Yep.
2-3 Twitch cons. There's DreamHack, MomoCon, DragonCon. Like there's all these conventions for people to go to that aren't like WL content creators. The more you have, the more opportunities that they have to go around and set these things up. But even still, I think that like, yeah, there's one bad apple is going to ruin the bunch kind of thing. Like if you don't at least try to make some sort of statement to it, it's gonna be nasty. Like the Megan Thee Stallion situation was weird. Like obviously it was just bad timing with what came out right before like she showed up there. But the one girl wasn't the only streamer that said some shit. Like that's just the one that happened to blow up. You can find like 10, 20 instances of people thinking that the shit was funny. The social media person for RDC World fucking liking certain things. Like, guess y'all don't want Megan Thee Stallion to show up. Like, what the fuck are you doing? On top of that, we're talking about like a DDG instance. There were several fights there. People were fighting in like Berlizzi's meet and greet line. There were people fighting just like, and it's funny to see. There were like boxing matches that were set up, but then there were people there was a dude who was setting up like a pillow fight thing, and he was just running up hitting people and then throwing the pillow at them. Fuck? Like he was running at them, hitting them, and then throwing and then he would throw the pillow at them and be like, all right, hit me back. No, nigga, that's not how it works. Like, that's not how it works. Get him out of here. Like, what? There were so many instances of just like, if we don't get this handled beforehand, or at least just have like an understanding of like what the hell is going on, then nobody gets to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to shut that shit down.
That shit sucked because, and I don't want to drag it, but so we can move on. But that just shit sucks because I don't know about y'all. I go to DreamCon not because I'm the anime guy that can finally wear his Naruto.
Sure, Sage.
Because you get mad hoes there, right? That's the reason.
No, right? I don't go for that either, you freak. I go there because I don't get to see my guys often, man. I don't get to see people I collab with often and stuff.
Right, so Tevin,
like,
right.
I'm like, I bet.
You didn't have 6 bad bitches dressed like Raven in a circle. Why are you saying I'm TSO Sage?
So you didn't have
slept on. You didn't do that, right?
You didn't have a bunch of secretariats around you, right? Like,
Chad, if you believe this guy, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Sage, we got falling for the Genjutsu, bro.
You see
the Your camera just happened to be turned off. Your camera just happened to be turned off during the freak off.
This is what we've been dealing with ever since DreamCon. He just don't want to let up with it, bro.
Damn, the jig is up. Y'all got bored and made up a propaganda, and it's insane to me.
Bro just doesn't want to be like Duke Dennis because he don't want to be mysterious and find out he has a kid later. But that's fucked up, Sage. That's fucked up, bro. Just accept it. You're Aura man now. You're Aura man now.
I side with that nigga. I ain't telling y'all shit.
But you already talked about your shoe game on playback, though. Like
the shoes is different. But I said on camera that
Tevin, are you going out of town and bringing 5 designer sneakers and doing nothing?
5
like you just got nothing playing. You're just here to see the bros, right?
Yeah. Even knowing how much I'm walking during a convention and I'm bringing 5 pairs of shoes is crazy.
I didn't.
That's crazy. How many pairs of shoes did you do?
How many? Tell us.
These are 1, 2, 3. 3 of my slides.
And what were they?
Yeah,
they were shoes.
What shoes were they?
I'm not saying they didn't wear shoes. They had some shoes on me. They were shoes.
Tevin, I had to look down. Those aren't Nikes. Those aren't Adidas. They ain't J's. What are those in a good way? Right?
New Balance, 990s, DMV classic.
That's crazy. Yeah. All I remember is that the first day that I was there, the 3rd or 4th person I ran into said, "Have you seen Sage?" And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Sage, the jig is up, buddy.
Bro, that
also check my comments on the Blue Light drinking game and how many people are like, finally Sage is on one of these. Like we hadn't done 3 of them before. I swear to God, go look right now while we're talking. Type your name in the search bar. Type in the search bar like it's not gonna be like finally Sage is on one of these.
Bet. I'm gonna go, yo, bud, Tevin.
I didn't even know Armani made shoes. But
Yo, shut the
shit.
fuck up. I don't have my shoes. He's lying. He just lying now.
Damn,
I didn't know they
Sage.
dropped the Sage 13s. Like, you knew Jordan personally for that or what?
I got a couple. It's not okay. Well, hold on. They got a low.
Interesting.
They had a low. I got
Interesting.
5.
Interesting.
6.
Interesting.
7.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
9. Oh shit. 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
12.
What are these comments on Tevin's video?
Yeah, comments on Tevin's video. 49,000 views. 12 people mentioned me. That's not or.
Oh my god. On my video. It's my video, and they're talking about you. Whatever.
You want to be humble so bad. What is the NBA equivalent of this? There has to be an NBA equivalent of this, man.
Yo, there's not an NBA equivalent, bro.
I've never seen somebody who everyone's putting on, and they're like, I'm not even like that for real.
Yeah, who is that in the NBA chat?
Bro, I think I'm mid, bro. I don't even like my shorts. I'm dead ass. I'm not trolling. I don't like my shorts.
Don't get me started on your fucking Streamer U application, man. God, you could have been in there, man.
Bro,
damn.
Everybody keeps saying that, and we'll find. I didn't want no. Okay, I told my chat this. I never told y'all this, man. Truth be told, I want to hit 200K by myself. I don't want no boost. So if I got in, I got in. But I want to hit 200K by myself. I want to do it my way. It's a pride thing because I've noticed on several platforms, I hit around the 150, 160 and the shit on the growth. So I want to prove to myself I can do it dolo. And then after that, I take all the opportunities.
Oh, yeah, you're Giannis coded. You're definitely Giannis coded.
What? What is that?
That's what chat's saying.
Bro?
That's what chat's saying, man.
How is that? Yeah, that's Giannis.
They come.
I don't know what you are.
I don't
You the first you actually. I'm gonna start. Whenever
that's the answer he wanted, Tevin. Yeah.
Whenever nigga starts acting brand new, I'm be like, you're so sage right now. You moving so sage right now.
No, bro. Just
crazy.
One
you moving sage like.
You did a show with Bezos at 68. Yeah. I did a show with Bezos, but Bezos in my platform wasn't necessarily a wave of came from Bezos or nothing like that. That was just doing an appearance on, you know what I'm saying? Stream you, that's a boost. Crazy boost.
Oh my god. No, my thing is like you put out an application and then it's like you purposely fucked up the essay. You know what I'm saying? Like Tevin, have you seen his video?
No.
Oh, no, I told it.
He was talking about I don't even think y'all should pick me because
I was like, I don't even know what I would say. I'm not funny on command. But like I could try though. So like what you want me to just randomly?
You're selling.
Yeah. I showed it. I ain't gonna lie. I did show the video.
That's crazy.
I also didn't think y'all would gas that shit. I had like 1,000 likes on that shit. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I thought it'd be like 200 likes and that's pushing. I did not. That threw me left. I didn't think that many people really was gonna retweet that bitch. I swear to God, bro. That's gospel. That's gospel. I did not think people was gonna retweet that joint like that.
I'll keep it a bean eyes, bro. I don't think that you should have gone to Streamer University anyway. I agree with you. I think that there was a certain demographic that was wanting to watch Streamer University, and while it would have been fine in the short term, the long term, you know what I'm saying, that audience is not really the audience that you want to build with. You know what I'm saying? This is me trying to cushion the blow saying you fucked up bad.
Hey man.
Since I've never really asked
the mud, bro.
What's the audience you ultimately want to build? Like, do you view yourself as at the end of the day an anime
all that ass
creator?
shaking?
Or do you at some point want to take a Duke Dennis, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Be Mr. Oraman at some point.
I don't want to be Mr. Oraman. I please don't want to be Mr. Oraman.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Well, I don't want to be what audience do I want to build? I want to build a community that does, I'll give you this, and maybe this categorizes as Oraman. I do want a community that fucks with the personality more than the anime. I've even stated publicly, I've changed the way I'm doing my videos now. I've even punted on some 1 out of 10s that I can probably fart out tonight if I had to, because I don't want to turn into the anime reactor guy. I didn't want to turn into the drinking game guy, which Tevin warned me about. So I was like, okay, let me back up. I don't want to turn into, this is a gimmick and this is the guy that does the gimmick. Because then, as Tev said earlier, I've already had this discussion. That's why I just agree with him. They'll just find someone else that does it. There's no reason for me to sit there and spam Boruto not that bad reactions, and then I stop watching Boruto, or Boruto stops being posted, and now they just move on to the next guy that watches Boruto, or I have to watch Demon Slayer. And if I don't watch that, then you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be in that loop. I want people to fuck with me for me. So I'm starting to do more personality stuff. We about to listen to the Carter 6 tonight. Maybe some games with the chat, stuff like that. But
bro, y'all, have you heard of that?
No, we heard
I've heard the first half.
I'll say you'll know what
I've heard the first half is not the worst. I'm scared of the last 3 songs.
The rap is his lyricism hasn't gone down, but it's the beat. Yeah, the beats.
The beat
selection is like
Little Bill ass beats.
That nigga just held a fucking microphone outside, and whatever came into the
boom,
audio,
clap, boom clap.
I got it out the mud. Nah, that song's horrible. But yeah, I'm trying to build that brand though. But at the moment, I definitely have the anime personality shit going on right now. But no, long term, I'm trying to do a personality gimmick, and I don't think Streamer U would have been an authentic way of doing that. It would have been like a Mickey blow up to me.
I hate to be that guy, but do y'all know the picture of the 2 monkeys fighting in The Simpsons, and they both got the knives, and they're like this, and all the people around them like, yeah. That's all I get from those events now. It's just, oh, there go the monkeys fighting again, dog. Like AMP pool party, there go the monkeys in the pool. There go the
Nah, this is good.
there's your hey, Damo's not here, so I gotta get the clip for you. You know,
right? No, I can see that. I can see that. Look, the most I could do in those kind of things is just be me and be like the satire guy, the dad joke guy, or whatever. I don't see myself being ever at not ever at that point. You know, God got anything planned for you, but I don't see myself making those kind of jokes and that kind of content, if that makes sense. I always see myself doing it a little bit more chill. Like, I don't want tots in the chat. I hate
you do ban tots in the chat. Yeah,
I ban tots, bro. I don't like tots in my chat. They be totting it up, bro. We'll be doing anything. So did he watch One Piece yet? No, bro. No, I didn't. Like, what's on the screen?
Tevin, do you ban kids in your chat when you know they're kids?
No, we light them up though.
Okay.
Like, get the tots out of here, bro.
You be like insta banning them though, right?
I be playing anti-tot music to make them bored and leave. I've done that several times. I played 90 shit, 80 shit just to make. I didn't even know some of the songs. I played this shit just to get them out of there.
Nah,
out of here, tots. 21 up.
All right, let's go ahead and read some of these super chats before we move forward. This is just chilling for $2. No Omar or Damo. See y'all Thursday.
Thank you for the money.
Damn, so we 3 and 4 to that nigga. That's tough.
Hey man, having a pod not being here is crazy though, but we keep pushing. We keep pushing.
I say we good.
It's just me for $20. Damo ain't here, so here's a 20 bomb.
Hey,
no, the Omar love outweighs the Damo hate because it's the first time Damo's not here and the super chats is meh. The Omar love outweighs the Damo hate, and I told you niggas y'all don't hate Omar for real.
I think that half your calm shows up to shit on Omar. like at least half of them, bro. They be on there like, nigga, you were dead. Yeah, every Omar video I've watched on his YouTube channel is like, bro, stop having opinions. Like, like quit, my nigga. You were garbage. I'm like, damn.
Nah, he gets the worst on the pod. The comments. Oh my god, yo, the last one we did on the Lil Wayne review.
Yeah.
Ain't never a day Omar and corny. Oh my god.
Oh, y'all talked about Carter 6 on stream? Y'all
yesterday.
Damn, I ain't see that.
That's shit. Funny as hell.
Yeah. Bryce Mason for $5. Big Tev in the building.
You see it. You see it.
Droopy for $2. Sage been sub 12 months on Twitch. Let's go.
See, Droopy is exactly what I think of chat with Omar. Because Droopy be saying some hating shit or instigating shit in here. But Droopy fuck with the TSO verse, man. Shout out Droopy, man.
And Droopy for another $5. So Sage has been getting throat hugs during and after DreamCon.
In case in point. In case in point. No, bro. No.
Interesting.
God.
Right, no, bro.
Okay. All right.
What do you want from me, man? What do you want? No, you
just own your truth. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what I.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what I want. I want you to own your truth. It is okay to get bitches as a single man, Sage, and you get hoes.
That's not true.
The 6 Raven cosplay girls told me differently. That's all I'm gonna say.
Come on, bruh. Sage.
I saw a girl with an S Death cosplay saying, "Where's Sage at? I got this pussy for him." She said that out loud. Yelled it too.
Never heard that.
I cannot talk about Saturday night, but Sage, you gotta stop, bro.
Oh yeah, I can't talk about Thursday. I got DMs too. I got DMs too.
This is all I'm gonna say. You ever go out with someone for the first time and you're just like, damn, you know how to really like move outside. Like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I understand it because me and Sage, we speak a common language. That's how I know it's serious.
Bro, it's not, bro.
Don't make me pull up the DM. From the Thursday night, you was like, "Yeah, I'm making sure my people taken care of." Like this nigga was a boss. Like he was making boss calls. I know shit. Yeah, like what are you talking about?
No, what bro, are you making sure everybody had a good time.
Chat every day. All right, we done with the pod shit today. We good now? Yes, Sage, you can go.
That's not true. Okay,
oh my God, Chad!
We're back to lying. And we're back to lying, man.
Again, there's only one person lying on this stage.
Oh my God.
2 of us are consistent with our stories.
Okay? Y'all think this is crazy, bro.
All right, man. Let's get some quick yaps out the way. Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen here real quick. A Texas bill that would ban social media use for anyone under 18 recently moved past the Senate committee and is due for a vote in front of the Texas State Senate, per Engadget. So, question of the day, if you had the option to, would you personally ban social media for people under 18? And question 2 is, would that actually improve our lives?
Yep, and yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I hate I'm being so serious. All memes aside, I would allow them to view stuff. Fine. But comments, replies, the amount of fake news they can spread, burner accounts, it is so much nonsense that these niggas do that y'all have no idea of. As a creator who just randomly tweeted to my community, because I thought that's how Twitter works. Yeah, I tweet something to my community, an inside joke to my community. I clearly got sent in the group chat or something on Twitter. I'm just getting raided with a bunch of random shit, random hate takes and I checked their bios. 2014, 2013, 2011, born in 07. It's just a bunch of tots just yapping on that bitch, bro. I don't even need to discuss again, I don't even need to discuss how they're not funny. I don't need to discuss why are they even allowed to see this stuff. I don't need to discuss all that other stuff. I can just use harassment alone and argue that they need to go. Get Tots out of here, man.
He didn't go far enough.
Oh, I had to save it for one of y'all.
He didn't go far enough. We need a... Okay, if we in the salty spittoon with that bitch, we need to send all 18-year-olds and below to Weenie Hut Juniors. You feel me? They get one social media, and you can only type 6 words on that bitch per post, and then you either get like a bunny emote till you like it, or you get like a little angry face. Like this shit got to run like Toontown Online, where you can't even say it. You can't say anything. You can only be like stinky as the reply, so people know you don't like it. I don't want to hear the thought of anyone younger than 25. Like I don't want to hear the brain power of anybody under 25. I don't want to physically see anyone in the realm of a child. Like I want 2 things to happen. I don't want anybody with a teen in their name to ever interact with me or have me in their thoughts at all. The second thing is that if you sign up for social media, you should be mandated legally to have a profile picture of your motherfucking face on that bitch. It will solve many problems. It will solve many problems. You don't get to have burners if you don't show your face. You don't get, everything has to have your face on it. There's no way around it. The only exceptions are you got to go to the federal level to get like some VTuber shit, because obviously, or like some witness protection shit, or like if you are a brand that works underneath like you have like a persona or whatever like that. Those are the only instances. Everybody else that has fucking Bakugo cosplay, fraudulent. You have to post yourself. So when you say that stupid ass shit you just were about to say, you got to realize that everybody gonna tell you what your nose look like.
Thank you.
Hey, that's why I was excited about the voice comments that you were talking about earlier on YouTube. Because again,
I want to hear your voice.
Yeah, I want to hear your voice and really hear how you sound like saying, "Yo, Bezos is a bitch." You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're a bitch. All right, motherfucker. Shut
I already think I'm a squeaker. If you squeak more than me, oh hell no, I ain't taking you serious.
Before you go, can I say that I'm happy that Tev said what I said, but maybe perhaps more elaborated, because my brothers in Christ chat, you the niggas I want to pack up, for example. Like literally, these niggas, Sage, in 07, they're 18. Get them out of here. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck I'm gonna talk to an 18-year-old for? What the fuck do me and that nigga gotta talk about? Nothing. I'm get them niggas out of here. All the tots 21. If you can't get into if we can't get into the same buildings 99% of the time, I don't want your ass on that.
Yeah,
get them out of
100%. here. I tell you niggas, you're not real to your face. Like when people with anime profile pictures or like 18, 16, 17, I'm like, you're not even real. Why would I'm not even gonna look at what you just say. You're not real. You're not you don't exist. Goodbye.
Yeah, that be the shit.
Nah, being 8 years old during KD's first MVP is kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like these niggas acting like we in the same jump, but that's kind of like why I don't think. I know that these people that are going to detest this, if this is the TikTok that are in the chat right now, that like I know y'all not real humans, because when we have this conversation in person, every Keep It a Buck meetup I've ever been to, anybody that I'm around, even if you are a tot, I see your face. Y'all don't type like this. Y'all don't act like this. Y'all don't do any of this stuff. But because you can have either a red triangle or Aang as your picture or some shit like that, oh, y'all gonna get all the shit off. They're gonna talk crazy as hell. And if I crash out about the bitch, now I'm crashing out. Now it's If I sit there and respond to you calmly, I'm still crashing out. But if we have this one-on-one conversation, if I bring your ass even on the stage, y'all don't even talk like that on the stage on camera. Let alone do y'all talk about that in person. And nobody is acting like they even the most intimidating person. Half of y'all just bitch made, and the other half, y'all just aren't wired that way to be that confrontation. It is what it is.
Now, I may be really potting here by asking this question, or maybe I'm just being a head ass. Because the way we're talking about social media right now, as people who grew up on social media when it was unregulated, like I'm pretty sure a lot of us started using Instagram and Facebook at very young ages, definitely before 18, before 21, all of that. Do y'all think like how we're going to parent our kids when we eventually have kids and become adults, the way we talk about social media, that's going to be similar to how like our parents talked about cigarettes, where it was like this thing, like when they were kids, it was fine to smoke cigarettes. It wasn't anything crazy, like everyone was doing it. But by the time, it was time for them to raise their kids, it was on some, bro, you were not doing that shit. Hell no.
I think I would with social media, assuming I don't have the power to just instantaneously ban it, I would tell my son, and to be honest, especially my daughter, hey, what you post, it can be funny, but it's on the internet and it's there permanently. I'm telling them that off rip. So you have to accept that maybe today, the next day, the day after, they don't give a fuck about your shit. Whatever joke you just got off. But in 20, I mean, hell, even this generation is doing it now. 10 years later, did this you? Or 5 years later, they're looking up email accounts for you to get a job or some shit. You harass the shit out of I show speed. Who is I show speed? But you harassed the hell out of this dude. So like I'm telling my son and my daughter, hey, one, social media ain't always real. It's negativity sticks out like a sore thumb. Most people in real life aren't that fucking evil. There's evil in the world, but it's not that bad. Two, definitely anything you do, whether it's you dancing, taking a picture, or talking to someone directly, especially that one, that shit is there. Like that's something you did. Even if you delete it, you did it. You need to be very careful on what you do for fucking laughs, even likes. You need to be very careful what you are representing yourself on the internet or how you're representing yourself on the
Oh
internet.
yeah, I fully agree. As a matter of fact, I'm not too worried about what my imaginary child in this instance has to like. I'm actually not very worried about what they get into on the internet. I'm worried about what they are putting into the internet.
Yeah.
Because like I trust myself to be a good enough parent to like teach them discernment of being like, you shouldn't be saying this shit, you shouldn't be getting involved in shit that seems dangerous, you shouldn't be falling for scams and shit. I'm much more worried that my child will think that they're the main character once they get on the internet. And I'm like, you cannot think that way. You cannot think that way. You cannot think that everybody wants to hear your opinion. We have way too much of that shit already. The best thing that you could do is you go on there, you enjoy the fact that you can connect with people all over the world and find people with common interests, and that's it. Anything that you provide past that, like if you want to get into content creation, like sure, maybe like I gotta like walk you through it, but you are part of a very large ecosystem in which you were just not even a small fish, you were an atom. Like you really need to be careful thinking that you can just go out here and say this shit and do this shit, or also thinking that what you do doesn't have an impact on like what Sage saying was like, it's there forever. And the last thing is I better not see you had no fucking burner profile. Like that shit is
Burners.
It creates this. I don't want to have a child that uses social media as escapism for any purpose. That's like the biggest fear, is thinking that they are somebody that they're not on the internet, and it warps the reality around them, because that shit is not real, like to a dangerous degree. And I remember thinking when I was 15, 16 on this shit, thinking that the shit was real. And then finding out like how detrimental it was when like my favorite fucking prank YouTuber was faking this shit, or like these people weren't actually dating, or and it was like fucking my whole mental up. I need them to understand that the internet has shifted, because when we were growing up, and it's not like not too different, but it was a lot less deceptive. Like people were doing shit for views, but like they were not doing shit with stories and narratives and like pre-planned shit behind it. And if it was very few and far between. And like it was devastating when we found out, right? When we found out about God, what's that prank? Like Vitali, when we were like, oh, his pranks were fake. It's like, oh, what the fuck? Like this is crazy. Now it's like everything is not real. Like every fucking thing that we do and see and interact with is not real on the internet. So you have to instill that.
For sure.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. That's definitely fair. Let me go ahead and move on here real quick and read a couple super chats. Got a couple
big chats. Always super.
It is Christian for been a member for 27 months.
Damn.
God damn. What's a shame is some of the spaces like Club Penguin, Toontown, and Wizards 101 been infiltrated by adults. We need kid-only spaces, but it's hard to do.
That's fair. Yeah, it ain't just tots. I'll say that. It ain't just tots. It's more often tots. It's a young person's game to be on the internet more naturally. You'll see more 14-year-olds than a 50-year-old, but some of you grown. Let me be very clear. Some of y'all don't know how to fucking act.
Yeah, people have talked about that. And I'll let Superchats read, but like there's no more children's spaces, because people who grew up with children's spaces, they stayed on children's spaces. So when new kids grew up and they start getting in children's spaces, it stayed permeated by people who stayed with the game for so long. So it is weird. Like all that shit is just dominated by 20-year-olds and shit.
Yeah, this is kind of a side tangent, but someone had this theory of like AI is gonna make the internet so obsolete that we actually get off the internet. So it's gonna be a net positive for humanity. I don't know. Like there's crazy rabbit holes you can get
9D
That's
into.
a
chess.
tinfoil of
Yeah.
tinfoils.
Yeah,
2% odds, but I hear why.
yeah, nah. The AI rabbit holes be going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. The dwarf been a member for 6 months. Forgot to add the message to the super chat, but this 3-man pod is making me nostalgic for a SNS drinking game. Chase, they've been
Whoa,
calling
brother.
our name lately, man. I ain't gonna lie.
What? Street's been called SNS?
Yeah, man, they miss us.
Yeah, they do, man. I ain't think they missed us like that, man. I thought, man, it was just do a rebuild, keep pushing, do the roar. Nah, they missed the shit, man. Shout out to
Is that a
SNS.
question of do we miss the game? That's the real question.
It's on occasion.
Sage, all right, let's have a real talk. Since it's just,
Oh god.
do you like NBA and basketball enough to do content about it to the degree that we were doing it? Again, after taking like a 6-month break. Let's really
To the degree that we were doing, hell no. I don't like it that much. I do like the sport, but I like basketball when it's barbershop talk, but you can get passionate about it. So if I were to just randomly do like occasional stream or two about hoop, sure, I could fuck with that. But when it's like at a rate where we need at least 12 times minimum in the next 2 weeks, I need to talk about 8 different teams. And not only do I need to talk about these teams, I need to genuinely know the shit about the team. So now I got to watch like 20 Pistons games, even though it's fucking July. Yeah, it'd be on some shit like that.
So you would want to be like a Cash Nasty Flight Reacts type
Shit. Yeah, like literally like, okay, Flight like the Warriors, Flight like Curry, but you're not going to Flight for his hot take. Like, unless it's that one time he drops his top 100 and then I guess you went for his hot take there.
Might be able to work something out. Now let me chill. Look at him.
Don't say that on camera, man. Don't get them boys.
We gonna break them hearts, man.
We ain't never going back to that shit.
Man.
Yeah. AD for 100 FaZe Clan bucks. What the fuck is this?
What the hell?
Y'all, SGA broke Iverson's finals debut points per game record while taking 10 less shots. If Luka Fatchich did this, you would blaze him for 30 minutes.
All right, that's funny.
SGA, man.
Look,
if he wins this ring,
nobody is talking about
conversations will be had.
Yeah. So I've said on the internet, I've told my friend several times, I want the Pacers to win because it turns the NBA upside down. The OKC Thunder doing that, SGA doing that doesn't do that. But it's definitely something to talk about. This nigga averaging 30 in the finals. SGA averaging 30 in the finals is the clear-cut number one young-ass team. It changes the idea that you need experience all the time. It changes. It makes you really consider how good SGA truly is at this moment in time, let alone what he's projected to become. It really kind of hurts Paul George stock, low key. It's a lot of stuff that come from the Thunder winning. So I'm for sure excited for the Thunder to win. We just weren't online, or I just wasn't online for game 2. So if you're asking why I didn't do any glaze, one, I like Luka more, and 2, I wasn't there.
Man, this sounds like a Souls and Sage vid.
Look at
I'm pushing the agenda for y'all, man. I got y'all pushing the agenda.
Bro, stop, man. Don't get them boys any extra gas, man.
This year, Sage.
You said what?
Cool. It's cool. Nah, my God. He not about it. All right. The dwarf for $10, just off the strength, and then he said, forgot to add the message earlier. And then Will of D for $10. W no Omar. Shout out to Tevin.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This, hey, I do have a point to talk about. My hot take is that the great shift is happening again, and light skins are on their way up.
Oh,
light skins are on their way up.
The
Duke Dennis fall off is occurring, and it's like
they trying to act like he was ugly the whole time.
The great shift is occurring once again. I saw 10 think pieces about dark skins and baby mama drama and shit like that. I was like, oh, light skins are back. We're so fucking back. All I need is Black Boy Max to not fuck up for like 6 months, and we're so back. We're so good. I need to have Drake put a summer smash out and have Black Boy Max chill out for like 6 months, and I swear to God, we're so up.
I think light skin stock went from obviously unanimous, like everybody love light skins, to y'all turned into like the guilty pleasure. Like nobody wanted to admit it. They still fucked with light skins, but
oh yeah, we was moving in the dark. Y'all ever seen the movie Parasite? You ever seen the movie Parasite? We was underneath. We was in the basement eating the rich niggas' food, just waiting. Like, ooh, we can't wait for you motherfuckers to fuck up. We will pull up again. We will pull up once again.
We gotta wait for my dark skinned brothers to get on there. Because
30-year-old,
like brown.
Let's face it, 30-year-old worried about a color war. How old is Duke Dennis? Yeah, exactly. Shut your fucking mouth. You see, I can say that because you got a profile picture of your ugly ass face.
Oh,
yeah. See, I'm in blood, nigga.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Is that actually him? Goddamn.
That might not be him.
I don't know.
Oh, let it be somebody else. It's even worse. Ban him.
Somebody else.
Speed?
Ban him. Throw him out.
Who the fuck is that?
Throw him out.
Nah, that's crazy.
That's an edited group.
Oh yeah, so you 14. You're not even real. You're literally not even a real guy. You're not even real. We don't even gotta listen to your opinion. That nigga pulled up with edited group pics. I want y'all to say that out loud the next time you like hang out with somebody. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, I just want you guys to know on social media, I'm the nigga with the edited group pic profile pic. Come hang out with me. I'm the nigga that you should hang out with."
Who was that NBA Twitter account that got exposed a couple months ago? Was it Lake Show Yo, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my
God. They got him bad. They got him bad.
Oh yeah, that's filthy.
I was sitting there like, damn, that's Lake Show, bro. Because I thought Lake Show was funny. I was sitting there like, okay, it's cool.
Dang. The jokes should stop hitting, right? Once you see the.
That nigga,
there's nothing worse on this planet than being secretly ugly. You don't want nobody. You better not. Nobody better ever.
That's ugly motherfucker. Right?
Nobody can ever find out you look like blue-haired Quasimodo, nigga. It's up for you. You do not want those problems.
That nigga said I had to block him. That's crazy.
I had to block him is insane. All right, let's read a couple more of these super chats and get to the next topic. Willa D for $2 says, Labrie sent y'all back 20 years. Oh, they talking about Drake?
No, yeah, 100%. 100%. The past year, 2024, was so bad, I had to hide my face. Like what's bro's name in the chat? I had to hide my face with an edited group pic.
Ah, damn. Oh. Just chilling for $2 says, need all black plus Tevin pod. Souls no NBA sound still.
Oh
wow. Did you say you're gonna be back Thursday? Okay. Hype so mellow for $2. No Omar, so we talking hoops or not? We will be talking about hoops real quick. Don't worry, chat.
He's on to us.
Willa Z for $2. Souls and Sage is back.
It's back, officially back.
Here y'all go, bro.
We're gonna talk hoops too.
Here y'all go, man.
Nick Soul for 97. Nick Soul 97 for $2. What's good, Tev? Hope all is good, fam.
Oh, is that Nico? I know Nico.
Nick Soul. Maybe
I call him Nico all the time.
I definitely be giving my chat niggas names because
he be in my chat all the time. Fuck with him.
All right, man. Let's get to the hoop talk, man. We're actually talking
about Souls and Sage exclusive.
Listen, man. Game 2 of the NBA Finals just occurred last night. Before we get into the real deal negative conversations, how are y'all feeling about the series so far? 2 games in.
Oh, I still love it. I don't see the idea that game 2 was so cataclysmic, so awful. Just not going to use the big word there. So bad that now the whole series is trash. No, first of all, I'll even pull the NBA will actually card that people love doing in the community. Y'all must not really be watching most finals. There's always a couple of blowouts in there. Even your iconic glorious peaks of Cavs Warriors, there were blowouts. Spurs Heat, there were blowouts, multiple. So the idea that game 2 is a blowout, this series is ass. Shut up. But game 1 was honestly, I think, the best game 1 in the finals. Like, is that the best game 1 I've ever seen? Game 1 in the finals. I don't know.
Is that better than Bron 2018? When he dropped the J.R. Smith,
that was crazy. That was an insane.
Literally Honestly, that is probably the one that comes to mind. But no, the series is fantastic. However, when I talk about game 2 versus 1 and the contrast there, I said what my concerns were in game 1, despite the win. The turnovers are going to be there. The defense is harassing. The Thunder are made to beat the Pacers, but the Pacers just have all the magic in the fucking world, all of the plot in the world. They ate the Mick fruit, all of that shit. Hallie is just insanely clutch for no damn reason. So conceptually, this is what should be happening. I honestly said the Thunder probably should sweep them realistically, but because the Pacers just have whatever factor you want to call it, it's going to be Thunder in 6 or 7.
No, I agree.
Tevin, how you feeling about the series so far? If you've watched it,
I think that I think that there are too many opinions on basketball currently floating around and not enough people just watching and enjoying the basketball. I think that it had record low numbers for watching, which obviously these are two Midwestern flyover state teams.
Mhm.
And so it's unfortunate that people are just not excited about basketball and they only want to rep like locations, which, you know, it happens. It is what it is. But I wish people would tune in to watch like legitimately good basketball from young teams that don't get a lot of shine, but are the two best teams. You know, both of those teams made, well, the Pacers made the Western or the Eastern Conference Finals last year, so they were already in a really good place. Although their beginning of their season this year was really shaky, they put it all together and proved they deserved to be there. The Thunder were already the best team last year. Had to prove it. They didn't have playoff experience because they were so young, and then they proved it this year. SGA, there's a lot of weird talk about it from niggas that don't know basketball, talking about foul merchants. Hey, if you can't stop me getting to the bucket and you want to shoot 33s all game, guess what? I'm going to get to the line. I'm going to get all my free throws. It's just good basketball. And I think that anybody that hoops for real and is not like a fucking piss take merchant or somebody that doesn't hoop for real and just wants to hear the dramatic ass Stephen A. Smith lobs from fucking full court about how Halliburton has two snakes in his room praying to Baphomet. Like that's sensationalism. Like I just want to enjoy the fact that there are 10 niggas out there hooping, and this has been the case for like the past 3 years. Like I've legitimately enjoyed watching the NBA Finals for every season except when the Celtics won it, and then to just watch people who are good at basketball be good at basketball and like prove their statement. So it's not just the LeBron, it's not just the Curry, it's like people who are, you know what it reminds me of actually? It reminds me of like the early 2000s where there were so like everyone was talking about like who's next after Jordan, like Kobe was on his way up, but there were so many fucking MVP caliber players and they were all shooting guards. Like right now it's the point guard center era where it's like Halliburton, SGA, what's Buddy's name?
Luka.
Can't remember. But Luka's in that conversation. But back then it was like Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, and they were all competing in the same shit, trying to see like, oh, and Kobe is like, who's that next guy? Who's the guy? But at the whole time it was just all these teams were hooping, and we didn't have like a clear cut favorite. They were like, I don't know, damn near half the league had 50 wins this year. Like it was competitive. All of the West was separated by like 3 games,
2 games. Yeah.
So it would. I just want to sit here and watch good narratives that don't rely on 3 niggas anymore. Like it's fun to watch, and I enjoy the Thunder and I enjoy the Pacers. I want the Knicks to go just for the storyline and see how crazy the fans get. But it's fun to see 2 teams that have never won a championship in their respective city get the opportunity to.
Yeah, I think this series is definitely exposing the real hoop enjoyers and who really isn't. I like there's still a separate conversation to be had about NBA ratings and why they're down, but in terms of like people's enjoyments being dependent on the cities in the finals, that shit is whack. Because I even said it when we talked about it on the pod before. Like in terms of a matchup, literally just change the teams to the New York Knicks and the LA Lakers, and all the storylines that you would want are there. The superstar power that you would want is there. The aesthetics that you would want, you know what I'm saying? The play styles that you would want, all of it is there. But, you know, there's a select few of y'all that are just like really exposing yourselves as just like narrative merchants, because the only reason y'all are hating is because of the cities involved. And I think that shit is just so whack. But I'm glad that y'all are exposing yourselves though. But also the people that are exposing themselves. I mean, we've been new these people have felt this way. You know, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, the Jason McIntyres of the world. You know, these people weren't really respected by like real hoop fans even before this. So this is just confirming a lot of people's beliefs. But I'm glad y'all are really showing y'all ass though, for real, for real.
Yeah, and I say this as a person that grew up, and when I originally started YouTube, I was like, "Damn, I'll just be Stephen A. on YouTube type shit." That's just, it is what it is. I ain't got no shame in admitting that. But it's definitely sad to like when you piece it all together. Now it's like, damn, it was in your face. Like in hindsight, Stephen A. the guy that loved the Knicks, he loved the Steelers. He loves being in warm cities. Was all for Katie to go to Miami and all this other stuff. So it's like, damn. In hindsight, he's one of the guys that just wants to go to a big city. I haven't heard anybody from ESPN, FS1, or anything talk about it yet. I didn't see a viral clip. If it exists, then chat surely probably has heard it. But I saw a tweet that, like, about give or take a couple hours after the game, that game one being the least viewed opener or whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, man, ain't no person that watched that game felt like that was the worst thing, even not even close. No person that watched game one, Pacers Thunder, was like, this is in conversations for a worst game one. Then nobody even thought that. But there's people that, again, don't give a fuck about the game. Give a fuck that Curry, LeBron, KD, Kyrie, Harden aren't in the finals. They have a number that they can read off to sound smart, and they're going to read off that number, even though they sound ridiculous. Tough.
So I do have the stat that Sage is talking about right here. Game one of the NBA Finals averaged 8.91 million viewers. It's the least watched game one since 1988, excluding the two COVID impacted finals in 2020 and 2021. So again, in terms of the real hoop enjoyers, we already understand, you know, the real hoop enjoyers are enjoying this. However, I do think there is still a separate conversation as to like why are ratings this bad? Because that's still not good. I don't like we can talk about our enjoyment, but that's not good for the league. And I do want to ask y'all, like, what do y'all think are the causes of this? Is it NBA marketing? Is there just a bigger picture?
Yeah, because I was actually going to talk about it before he even pressed the question, because I think so much of it is the marketing, and like multiple different ways with the marketing. For one, they only market big town teams. We've been new about this. Like, you have probably outside of, well, even Cleveland, because of LeBron himself, has a better marketing system than Indiana and Oklahoma City. So I would go as far to say these are the two least marketed teams in the entire NBA. I don't know if there's, maybe the Utah Jazz is lower than that at the moment, but like these are two. One of these teams is in Oklahoma. The other, Orlando Magic, I would put them in that situation too, but they're in Florida, which makes it, you know, you're going to have a lot of local markets anyway. But Indiana is by far the lowest. And so you're looking at a situation where they just don't want to market locally. They're not going to want to market SGA because of, they even press the issue of like how he gets his buckets, which I think was stupid. Halliburton is notoriously like inconsistent in the regular season. So when he turns into playoff god, they don't really, they have like nothing to work with. So they don't like calling him overrated and shit like that, which is like a good narrative. But that actually goes into the second point that I'm talking about. So like the first thing is they just don't market everybody equally as well, especially for a young, high caliber set of all-stars. Like the floor of the NBA is so high right now. Like very few, like the separation between an all-star and just a starter in this league is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Everybody's level is way higher. And so, but they're not marketing people like him because LeBron's still around, because Curry's still around. And like, and with his big ass personality, is like the first one starting to emerge. Luke is well, he's been emerged, but like it's still held on by older people. The Embiids, the Giannis's, the Lillards, the Jokic, the LeBron, like whatever. The second issue that we have with this, and this is the much bigger problem, is what I was talking about with sensationalism. The way that the NBA markets to the current group of kids, and you can fact check me on this, the NBA and the Oklahoma City Thunder both tweet out that Kai Cenat was in the building. That's cool. That's fine. but you're not going to get someone who cares about basketball when you constantly push that kind of marketing. If you're TikTok, if you send agent there to do interviews with the people, it's good and it's fine. And I love that for a content creator culture, but you're not going to learn anything about enjoying hoops. You're going to learn about characters and narratives like the shit's the WWE. That's how the shit's going to work every time, because people will get invested faster through stories, but they won't stick around for all of basketball. And you're going to have low ratings because of it. So you're going to have really high ratings for like random regular season games when the fucking Mavericks play the Lakers, because you push the narrative so hard on the trade, which obviously it is a big deal, but you're pushing it so hard. And then you're not going to have anything for the final because the two best teams the entire year didn't have anything go on but being consistent. So the NBA has to figure out a great example of this is like the NFL. The NFL's had some of its best years. I think sports across the board have had their best years. Like this is some of the most athletic, competitive shit we've ever seen, probably the past 4 years. The NFL has done a great job of, and granted, they had their GOAT retire, so they had the ability to change the story that they were telling. But they've had this great opportunity where it's like Lamar, Pat, Josh, Joe Burrow, and like all these young guys are all coming at the same time. They're having like a magic bird renaissance, but at the same time, they're having all these great teams still bad lit out. There's no one superstar shining besides the Kansas City Chiefs, but they lost this year, so it makes it a little bit easier. You go into like the NHL, they had a fantastic one this year, even though the Florida Panthers are on they just keep fucking winning. They had a fantastic year with Ovechkin chasing Gretzky's goal record. They had Will McDavid make it past a certain area in the playoffs. Like they're pushing old and new and focusing on the sport. Baseball with Ohtani and Judge, they're both having fantastic years, but you're having like PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong having a fantastic MVP caliber year. He suddenly found power when he was a stolen bases kind of guy. You need to focus on the sport. You need to give credit to multiple players, multiple ways, and like not just focus on who's showing up to the game and what they can contentify around the game, because no one's going to give a fuck when the actual game starts.
I think one thing I've gotten from the NBA, also as a person like working on a platform that obviously has NBA rights, is like that. I think the way the NBA markets its product is very YouTube like, in the sense that pushing the Knicks, pushing LeBron, pushing Curry, pushing the Lakers is their version of the easy 1 out of 10. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because even on the on playback, I'm telling you right now, the reality is the Lakers not being in the finals and the Knicks not being in the finals was bad.
Yep.
For ratings, for activity, and all. Like that's just the reality of it. But I think the way that they've gone about it is because for years and years and years, they have relied on these easy 1 out of 10s. They didn't focus on those 6, 7 out of 10s that built personalities, built your brand up, built up the stuff that your core audience will care about. And now that it's time for that, the 6 and 7 out of 10s to become the face of your fucking brand, that this is what you get. This is what you get. Everyone is still focused on wanting to see Curry and LeBron and all these people in the finals. And the national media, your media partners being a part of that terrible narrative as well, is like crazy to me. I find it crazy that they hold independent NBA content creators to higher standards than their actual NBA partners that they spend like millions of dollars to. Like I find that insane. I swear, like NBA creators, the ones that they choose to partner with are on like a tighter leash than fucking Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal on TNT, when they're getting paid $10-20 million a year to talk on the sport. But they can go on national TV and just literally, one, they don't even watch the game, and two, just constantly shit on the current product. Talking about, oh, this player isn't that good. He's not that good. He's not built like that. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
From a partner, a media partner of the NBA, to be talking like that.
Yeah, I think right now the reason that this game could even do so badly, and while we're at this point, even though basketball, just friendly reminder, everybody, basketball is cooking right now, but it just in terms of numbers and performance, is the NBA is in a bit of a recovery mode. I think it's slowly but surely realizing a lot of stuff that they fucked up and they're trying to fix these things. For example, you guys have already talked about teams and players. I think that they do pick people. They just pick the wrong ones. And that's why they do need to talk about everybody. They could have bet their life that the Lakers would have had a deeper postseason. They could have bet their soul on it. Maybe not making the finals. They maybe had the Knicks or Boston doing it again, but they did not have Indiana doing it, which is why you didn't get a lot of indie coverage. And they certainly didn't have LeBron and Luka getting packed up quick as hell. All of the, Bezos talking about the 1 out of 10, all of the Luka trade conversation videos, when it happened, even we partook in that. But at some point, all right, we talking about something else. Or we moving on. You go to ESPN page, FS1 page, whatever. It was Luka in a Lakers jersey at least twice a week, minimum. Every week, twice a week. Let's talk about the Lakers. Let's talk about Luka and LeBron. And I say that as a Lakers fan, dog. And I was sitting there like, yo, dude, we don't have a center. This ain't gonna last that long. But regardless, and what sucks is if they talk about everybody that we find, or even if they just got the right young players right. It like comparing it to the NFL, I'm sorry to do that. I know some of my chat hates when I do that. But like, I'm a big football fan. The NFL, they'll boost up anybody and be wrong about it before they don't boost up somebody. They'll sit there and tell you, oh yeah, JD5 a dog. And if it works out, told you he was good. CJ Stroud, he had a sophomore slump-ish year right now, but they're not bashing him. They're not saying he's a fraud. Justin Herbert, again, Twitter may be doing the most, but on television, they're not calling him a fraud or nothing like that. They're just not putting him in the 4. Speaking of the 4, they were quick to anoint Joe Burrow. They were quick to anoint Lamar Jackson, all these other things. But with the NBA, it's like you got to pass this trials and tribulation with Shaq specifically. You got to be G4 classified, all of that other stuff just to be given respect. They only respect like LeBron and Curry and all these other guys off rip. And it's sad to say, but as a person I grew up with inside the NBA, I see when people say, I'm glad they're leaving, I'm like, I can see that. I can see why you're happy they're gone. It's just unfortunate. I wish they would talk about everybody, but that's not realistic. So I just want them to at least talk about things properly versus trying to make people fall in love with stuff if the sport isn't rigged. If you're going to fucking rig the sport, fine, fuck it, rig it. Make sure the Lakers make the finals. Make sure that the Celtics match up against the Lakers and stuff. But if you're not going to rig the fucking sport and you're going to push a bunch of players that might genuinely not make the finals, what are we doing?
I have heard through the grapevine, and this is also partially why, like, the NBA is as good of a content league as it is, like, for content creators, that the NBA, like, actively encourages these hot takes and these narrative-driven platforms because, in their eyes, any discussion, as long as it gets the timeline going, is good discussion for them. That's the way they're looking at it. But just think about it, like we're talking about marketing, and we've all done brand deals. We understand the value of brand deals for, for creators, for the brands and all of that. Would y'all ever pay someone to talk shit about the thing that you're paying? Like, this is just, I feel like that's not even marketing 101. That's marketing 01. What the fuck? I'm not paying you to talk shit about my product. What the fuck? And if that's the case, we're cutting off the brand deal and possibly like cutting off compensation because this was not a part of the deal.
I remember we had this conversation. Oh, my fault.
Yeah, no, but just like for some reason, when it comes to the NBA, the people they're paying the most get off the craziest shit. Like that just makes no sense to me. But
yeah, I was adding on to your thing. I was gonna ask Tevin about a conversation that we had with Omar and Damo about if you're the NBA, would you have told them, hey, you can't even talk negative? You like it got to a point where we were arguing, should they just kind of force them to either speak positively or not at all? And we had a conversation about, okay, but we want genuine discourse. But at the same time, if you're just genuinely a hater all the goddamn time, shit. Like, God, I don't know what to do with you, man.
I think the biggest issue, and it's such a bigger issue, and I don't even know how you would like focus on something like this, but obviously, like in every other sport, the sport comes first, which is, it's crazy that I even have to say that out loud, but like the sport always comes first in every other besides WWE, because it's wrestling entertainment. It is literally entertainment based first. That is the only place that you'll hear the discussions about the narratives happen first. And the NBA is slowly feeding into that side of marketing, which is not good because the sport, at least as far as we know for the moment, is real. These are real things that are really happening. And so the fact that you're marketing it as if it were like a Real Housewives type sitcom reality TV type, John, is going to cause problems when you can't make the real life match the reality TV world of it. Because at the end of the day, LeBron may not make the finals. Their team might just not be good enough. And then what the fuck happens when you set up all these plot lines and devices and you're talking about Bronny 54 fucking times a day, and then you have Tyrese Halliburton in the finals? What was that team doing that we didn't know about the entire time because you decided that this was the way you were going to spin it the whole season? And the greater problem with that is that, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, if you try to have real basketball discourse on the internet, no one's watching that shit because it's boring. It's boring to talk about numbers. It's boring to talk about enjoying someone's pick and roll efficiency rates. It's boring to talk about how good a team is instead of being like, oh, LeBron's starting to fall off a little bit this year. Those are the easy 1 out of 10s. And the problem is that if you don't do it, we just talked about, if you don't do it, someone else will. And so it doesn't matter if people are loyal to you. It's the mind of the consumer to want to see dramatics. And so we kind of have to look at it's like a you thing. It's like a consumer thing where it's like, can you be disciplined enough for 10 fucking minutes to not fall for sensationalist headlines and articles and NBA shit? Can you be disciplined enough to like actually care about the sport so that we can get away from easy drip feed shit so that you can like think about the game for 2 seconds? And this goes well beyond like basketball. This is everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you get off TikTok for a little bit to make sure you get your work done today? Can you get off of the YouTube shorts so that you can and it's not like as creators, we have to walk that line between like, do we just constantly throw shit at you to watch to go throughout your day so that you don't have a dose of dopamine? Or do we challenge you to like, look at this thing that we produced that we care about, that might be a little bit boring, but it was made with the intention of like real love, a real passion project towards this thing. And until you can get back to that point with the NBA, which I don't even think they want to do, I think you're right. I think they want the sensationalism to overrun it. You're going to have problems. Your ratings are going to be skewed. They're going to fluctuate because unless the real life matches the fucked up narrative that you make it, your ratings are going to be all fucked up. This is what it is.
You at least introduce, because someone said the NBA is entertainment, and I agree. And Tevin stole my point, so I'm just gonna make one on the fly.
My fault,
No,
Twin.
you're good. I literally wrote it down, and you said it. I was like, damn, cooked. But no, like that ass. If you the NBA is entertainment, and I'm not gonna tell you that you can't like First Take. I'm not gonna tell you that you can't like LeBron more than everybody else. Okay, duh. That's just how life works. You're gonna like somebody or a team more than others. But at least if you're a person whose job it is to analyze the sport and you're going to brag rap that you're a professional analyzer and stuff, introduce all the characters. Some get less screen time than others, for sure, but introduce all the characters. Hell, Tevin's referenced WWE twice. It even happens in WWE. We just got past Money in the Bank season, where it's the most important time for what I'm about to say happens, which is, hey, gang, any given moment, new character on the screen, deal with it. But at least we know who it is. We don't know who some of these people are. And obviously, me, you, chatter do. But like a casual person is going to be like, who the fuck is Andrew Nimar? Like, who the fuck is this guy in the late of game 1 hitting hard moves? But everybody else that watches the sport for it, we're like, oh, here go Andrew. Like, oh, here go Andrew with that move again or something like that. So just introduce everybody at least a couple times. Obviously, you got your 1 out of 10s, but introduce everybody and it'd go a long way. But unfortunately, you want to the Lakers in your face. And you want to, who had the biggest signing up? Paul George gets traded, even though he's not doing that much for anybody. And then Embiid talks and Giannis talks and all that stuff. What if Giannis don't make the fucking finals with the Heat? Look, put Giannis on the Heat. Fuck it. And what if they lose? What now? Now we're over here like, damn, I guess we got to watch Pistons finals. Nigga, the Pistons been cool for Oh, he is. Like, watch the Pistons, man. It's tough.
I think there is a devil's advocate take to be made that like us even tripping about the finals ratings is kind of crazy because like NBA's marketing just isn't optimized for finals ratings specifically. Like there's a case to be made, and I think Gil's even made this that like, man, these all these NBA rating conversations do not matter
They don't.
because the NBA is particularly optimizing for social media success, which is why they welcome all this engaging content, which is why they welcome Agent Zero and Kai Cenat and all that. And it's also a much more global game than other sports as well. So, like, while TV ratings are specifically down, in terms of the engagement and the viewership that the NBA is getting through like all its different avenues, it's still actually a very, very healthy product. It's just not monetizing through directly TV ratings as strong as it used to be, which is possibly a good sign because TV is becoming more obsolete by the day. Everyone is being driven towards content and the internet more and stuff like that. So, hey, man, you may have just been wrong all along. And the NBA was playing 4D chess.
Yeah, it's always on the consumer to a little bit of a degree. I don't want to act like it's just the people that are marketing it. Hey, dog, it's your responsibility not to be a fucking pawn. See that the ratings are bad, but you just enjoyed the game and say, "Oh, well, I guess the game was bad now." That's on you. That's skill issue. So, yeah.
I don't have a point to that, but I do have a point to that. But all I'm gonna say is, do y'all know what the average literacy rate is in the United States? Like most people read at a 6th grade level.
Oh,
I thought it was third.
I thought it was
No,
fifth.
20% is third. The median average is 6th
Oh
grade.
boy.
So I want y'all to know that like when I was saying like people need to be disciplined and like attempt to learn and like power through things that are difficult for their mind to comprehend. That's kind of what I mean, is because if you package everything for the average 6th grade mind, at least on a literate way, and don't even get me started on media literacy, that's probably like 2nd grade for most people. That's all they're ever going to be able to understand. So it's tough to sit there and be like the conversation between, oh, is it okay to package everything for where people are at, or do we challenge them a little bit to be, try to learn a little bit more about media literacy, try to learn a little bit more about marketing, about what is real and what isn't, so that we can give you a better product without having to, make ourselves stupid, or like we can make ratings work in a way that is both professional and fun. So we can have these fun discourse moments and you can still tell me who Jalen Williams is. That actually happened to me, by the way. I was talking about Jalen Williams hooping and somebody was like, who is Jalen Williams? I was like, on the Thunder? And they're like, I watched the Thunder. Who is Jalen Williams? And that's when I knew.
Mm.
That's when I knew.
Yeah, I think for that ideal world to happen, I think the NBA would just have to also accept certain dips and certain things. Like not everything can be a banger.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
It's
That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So I think this finals right here is actually like necessary for the NBA to take that step.
Yep. It would be perfect if the NBA could, to stick to your analogy, take a 10 out of 10 just for authenticity's sake, just for doing your job, crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's. But it's not going to happen. But that's why my final word on the subject is, hey, chatters, commenters, and NBA fans out there, don't ever act like this is an impossible thing we're asking for. We're promoting the NBA and all 30 of its teams and players is not a task that's impossible, hard to do. No. This is almost like this is what they claim to be professional at. This is light work to do. A YouTuber could do this shit, but they don't want to do that because they want the money. So it is what it is.
This is a side tangent. A reality TV show live tweeting about the reality TV show episode releases is mad annoying.
Oh,
that's another side tangent. Let me
Shout
go
out
ahead
Love Island. Shout out Love Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Tevin knows. They be tweeting the live. I haven't even watched it yet, bruh.
I don't watch Love Island, and I'm caught up.
Damn.
Shout out Yelissa.
Why do I know that name? What the fuck? Y'all are right. What the hell? I don't even watch. I've never seen Love Island a day in my life, but I know Yelissa now.
Hey man, because I got spoiled on last night's episode because I wanted to avoid it for one night. I think it's fine to. Dang, y'all can't spoil me for one night. Just leave me one night. But hey,
No,
So
can't
Love
do it.
Island is one of those
Nigga,
shows that your girl forced you to watch, but you liked it. Okay.
I think
I
it's
see.
actually the opposite. I
Oh.
don't know if I told y'all the story. We were just finding shit to watch last summer. She was asking me, "Yo, what do you want to watch?" I jokingly said, because I don't know, just thought of it randomly. Put on Love Island. We didn't know it was the start of a new season. Binged that shit. Got addicted. So,
you're the 6th grade mind. You fell for it. Fell for it again, award.
Got his
Hey.
ass.
Let me go ahead and read these super chats, and then we can get to hot takes of the week. Asian Moon for $10. Hot take: Luka is this generation's Bron, Steph, KD because every upcoming and current superstar is compared to Luka, and he is the only superstar to get mentioned for playing bad or good or not at all. Jason Tatum exists.
Oh yeah, that actually doesn't work. As much as Luca is my glorious king and the embodiment of my joy, nah, that happens for a lot of players. It's honestly whoever was last on the screen that happens to.
There is no y'all were not around in 2003, and it shows.
But I'm wrong for saying that a motherfucker that grew up and saw Braun in a Heat jersey is in my man.
Y'all were not. You did not understand the discourse that was happening with LeBron when he came into the league. Like
Had no
it
idea.
it's an entirely different. Niggas were saying like every game, if it wasn't Jordan level comparisons, it didn't work, and we haven't seen that in a long time because there's nobody that showed up that was a consensus. Number one, like Zion was probably like the closest, and then like he fell out super quickly, and Cooper is like another one that could be in that situation. Is going to fall super quickly. Wembanyama has the possibility to do that, but
don't skip Wemby. That's fair.
but he had an injury. We'll see how he comes back, and we'll see the situation with that. But even Wembanyama, people are talking about how unique and alien like he was, and he was the future. Yeah. Even they were not saying like they're like if this nigga isn't Jordan or bust, he is not good enough. That hasn't happened since.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to bring this up earlier. Zion not panning out fucked up a lot of the
They choose
NBA's
the wrong
Oh
names.
man, it was rough.
They choose an Ant right now, but he just can't make it there. They choose.
No, but I think Zion was the right name to pick during that time. Like,
I
really,
agree.
like
put
a lot of eggs. Like it just seemed like a surefire shot.
Yeah,
but just
he just horny.
They said if Wemby wasn't Hakeem level, he was a bust. Yeah, I'm not no knocking Hakeem. He's one of my favorite players of all time. There's a difference between Hakeem Olajuwon and Michael Jordan. I hate to tell you. If Wemby
even in just perception, you could think Hakeem's better for all you care, but it's just perception of being Michael Jordan versus being Hakeem Olajuwon. It's a difference.
Yeah, there's a different kind of reputation level.
Yeah. All right, JKP for $20. The ratings argument reminds me of AEW, another wrestling company. They will get a lot of shit, but one of the biggest trap cards is always ratings, and they use it to justify being hella biased and bash the product, and it's dumb.
Yeah, I'm not too tapped into wrestling as much as the Keep It a Buckers think, but I do know that AEW is apparently this company that can have fuck you good matches or fuck you gimmicky matches, but everybody shits on it whenever it's time for the ratings to drop or how many people were sitting in the crowd, and nobody really cares about what's going on in the ring. It's kind of like because it's not the WWE, it can't win.
Hype Smello for $5. If you're a fan of the NBA, don't worry about ratings or marketing or anything like that. That's the NBA's job. Enjoy the product.
Retweet.
But then you ask us to have opinions, and okay, if we're just supposed to enjoy the product, you ain't getting Souls and Sage videos.
Ooh.
So what do you want?
22.
What do you
want? Counter?
What do you want?
What do you want? Look at you now.
But I think it's the people that like they're not even trying to create content, but they're still bitching. Like, what are you bitching about? Respectfully, like.
True.
Nick Soul for $10. Marketing is dookie. NBA sub and half of the games are only watchable and some is commentary. YouTube TV is only so much. Back then was broadcasted through cable. Now it's streamed different platforms.
NBA Red Zone should have existed 10 years ago minimum. This is unbelievable.
I have a question, actually. Has there ever been a serious place for like NBA discourse, like by the numbers and like by the systems that NBA teams have, because like in the NFL, there's a lot of places where they talk about how the schemes work. Like, oh, like even during a game, they'll be like this, like the Manning brothers, for an example. They're like, oh, this is why this play worked.
Yep,
He ran this, he ran this. This is what the play is called. So the information was like pristine, and it's fun on top of it. Has there ever been before, like Big Man in the Three or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, JJ Redick.
JJ Redick was on. Before that, has there ever been like, have they even talked about it? Like, thinking basketball, and that was like a couple of years ago.
The closest one that I can think of was the Kobe series that ESPN had. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, and this is all post 2016. So
Yeah.
we haven't had a show or a series or anything that has broken down why NBA games work the way they do, and then wonder why 30, 50, 70 odd years later, people don't understand why these plays are good. And I get it. NBA is a visual, like basketball is a visual sport. You can see a nigga's ankles get broken, but you don't understand why Steph Curry is a better off ball player than on ball. And which is a crazy thing to say, right? It's like, oh, it's crazy. Steph Curry should always have the ball in his hands, but it's like, no, he's the best off ball player to ever exist. And I could show you so much footage that goes behind that, and people wouldn't even know about it. So yeah, that there's another piece of marketing that's fucked up.
Yeah. Nick saw with a couple more super chats. Shout out to Nick. For $5. Side note, because I looked this up just now, Wade in 2006 finals, kid you not, averaged 18.3 free throws. Oh my god. People walking to free throws always happen.
Oh,
And this
boy.
was another super chat. Well, I'm reading in reverse order. The first super chat he sent was, people cry about SGA with free throws, but bro only averaged 9 free throw attempts this year. 2006 Wade and 2000 AI averaged 11 free throws back then. It always happened.
there's a reason why people care more about free throw merchants now, and that's because of the pace of the game and the fact that people get a lot less fouls by going to the basket. It's just a 3-point game now, whereas back then it was back to the basket, and so you saw a lot more fouls and a lot more free throws because it didn't impact the score of the game because it was low scoring. So you saw a lot of mid-range shit and a lot of like hack-a-shack stuff happen. So free throws were way more common. Games were longer and you scored less. But now the pace is so fast that anytime you have to see the slog of 2 free throws, it's that much more poignant. Like it looks like it's taking longer, when in reality it's the opposite. The game's so much faster that a free throw looks slow.
So TikTok has ruined basketball.
Now I'm saying,
Yeah.
the little monkey, the monkeys, the monkeys with the knives, the monkeys with the knives.
Foul later. That's all you gotta do.
Two $20 super chats from Hooper here, two-parter here.
Damn.
Shout out to Hooper. I will say, as a guy who actually played basketball at a higher level, college, so you can't say shit to him, chat. Watching SGA is a double-edged sword. When you really watch him, his game is so pure, but the fouls that he does get /bait can at sometimes be rough. Continuing, it brings a lot of hate to him as a player, and it sucks because he's really good, but the spotlight's on him, you know? No one brings up Brunson, who also flops heavy, which sucks and is a weird narrative brought up to Shea's game. They complain about Brunson.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, that's just wrong, gang. They on Brunson ass now.
Yeah.
At first they let it rock because Brunson will post up. Brunson, I thought, was like a little bit more physical, so it was like, oh, okay, well, he's being more physical. But over time, nah, they on Brunson ass too. In regards to just the overall comment though, man, SJ is just going. I think the hate that players get on the rise is not from just marketing people, but the fans too. When the nigga wins a ring, he won the ring. Case in point, I will die by this hill. I did not care about KD joining the Warriors, and the proof is how we talk about KD now. Y'all sit there and still call him top 15 all time. Y'all sit there call him the greatest scorer you've ever seen and all that stuff, but you draw the line at the fact, well, he hasn't won by himself, but you still call him a 2-time champion. Then when I bring that up, well, I don't. Yeah, I know you don't. Okay, rank a top 15 prior to this conversation. KD would have been 18, 19, 20, or in the 15. It shit don't matter, bro. Y'all just hate.
Let me be a part of the NBA problem here real quick, man. Okay.
There you go.
I don't say this a lot.
Omar's gone and you just start acting.
I don't say this a lot, bro. But SGA, man, We've been looking for that Kobe disciple for years.
Oh God.
He got it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This is me just trying to enjoy who SGA is.
You are the
man.
problem.
Yeah, I am, but
he is the problem. See,
I'm just trying to market the product, okay?
no, you
And I
can
think
market the
SGA is
product,
the
but
Kobe
let
disciple we've been
SGA
looking
be
for.
marketed
The
as a
Kobe
great
disciple?
player who is doing things. If you had to compare his game, I don't know, Kobe. But calling him a Kobe disciple is only going to get the Kobe fans to sit there and go, but he's not better than Kobe. Then the aura farming SJ fans will be like, but he is better than Kobe. And you done fucked up SJ's PR. Mike, just let SJ cook, bro.
I think it's the opposite. I think Ant is more Kobe-esque, and I think SJ is more D-Wade-esque. Just the way that he draws the fouls, like, and a lot of people don't like it, but that's like the D-Wade, the way he bumps, like how he gets his bumps into his shots is like, nigga, D-Wade wrote the fucking blueprint on that. Watch, literally, not just that, but like he's not like D-Wade wasn't super strong, but the way he got his bump off into like leaning away into the shot by just fucking up their timing or doing like drag steps and shit like that. He literally he moves like that. So like, sure, you can always get your, like, if you want to say you get to a spot like Kobe, sure, but you could be like, oh, that's Melo-esque. You know what I'm saying? Like you're walking down a dangerous path, but the way his style works, how he gets to the basket, the two that I saw the most when I was watching him is D-Wade, and like Paul Pierce did that a lot too, where he would just use bumps. Now he was a lot more back to the basket, like fadeaway type stuff, and then like hezzy into like the movement. But
yeah, maybe I'm thinking more so like late 2000s Kobe specific, because you know how like when they say,
you know what, yeah,
like because you know how when they say like Kobe's the closest thing to MJ, it's not early 90s MJ, it's really like 98 MJ.
Yeah.
I think for Kobe and Shea it's the same thing. Like SGA is not early 2000s Kobe, but late 2000s.
I can agree with
2013. That, yeah, that's SGA.
I can agree with that for sure.
Nah, yeah, because everyone's just been tossing a bunch of names: Kyrie, Tatum, Book, all these. Nice SGA, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He is an
Let him lose
amalgamation.
a couple of games, and now he ain't in that either.
Every NBA player is an amalgamation of like the better things taken from other players. So you're gonna see those. You're gonna see those things all the time for sure.
Yeah,
KD type shit.
All right. One last super chat before we get to hot takes of the week. Kevin for $5 took out my young guy to get drinks on Friday for his 21st, and I was mad that game 1 was Thursday. L scheduling NBA.
Wait,
marketing.
I'm sorry, I was on that, but I got it.
The game 1 of the finals being on Thursday was L marketing. He's saying.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of tough because people go out. So I don't know the logistics on that. Would you rather them be on weekends when people can watch, but they're also trying to go out more often? I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, but then they could go out to watch the game.
They could do that.
So it's tough.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and do hot takes of the week. Hot takes of the week. Sage. Hot take of the week, man.
So typically I've retired just slandering the Keep It a Buckers. But today this is Keep It a Buckers and TSO. Yeah, y'all hate me. So y'all are lying about my Steelers. All right. So that's my hot take. Y'all don't give a fuck about the Berg. Y'all just hate me. I am tired of people looking me dead in the eye and telling me that it's gonna be a different season, bro. Stop acting like Aaron Rodgers is not way better than all the other quarterbacks you've had. But then simultaneously, prior to all of that, when I'm like, yo, bro, can we drop the quarterback? Everybody laughed and, oh, you're going to end up with A-Rod. But y'all just sitting there on my penis. I ain't going to lie. Reality of the situation is we going to do the same shit with a better roster. Ain't nothing changing. There's no future plans are out there for the Steelers. The team definitely got better. Apparently, we had an amazing draft. But holy shit, I'm tired of the people that are trying to sit there, gas A-Rod up because I don't like him. But then the entire season going on, whenever I talk about anybody's team, because we're going to win 10 games and get out in the first round. So whenever I'm better than, I don't fucking know, the Titan fans, ain't your quarterback 40? No, bro. Y'all stop that shit. Y'all know damn well the Steelers going to do the same shit they've done every year. So that's apparently a hot take because some of you niggas are trying to sit there and lie to me just to debate me and shit. No, the Steelers are going to be in the same fucking spot. Micro hot take. The Ravens ain't getting Jair, buddy. Put the fries in the bag. They're not getting Jair. I don't know where that nigga going. It's not over here.
type shit.
Ain't you a
Tevin,
Packers fan?
You watch the game?
Yeah, I'm a Packers fan, so this is all really weird for me.
Ooh, that's tough.
I'm a
I mean,
Chiefs fan.
y'all got Lover Boy. Y'all all right.
We're all right. We just gotta.
Yeah, I'm about to say
we
y'all
we
all
need
right.
we need a few years of just.
Yeah, I mean, it's good
regular
though
playoff
because
team.
Detroit done lost they Hall of Fame staff, and they still got Campbell, but they lost their Hall of Fame staff.
They're fine. They're gonna win the division this year again, probably.
I don't know how good
Unfortunately.
you scared of JJ.
No, that we
Okay.
have the two divisions that you and I are in are the two hardest divisions in football right now. The AFC North and the NFC North. That shit is difficult. I think 3 teams minimum from both divisions make it. Y'all could have the first 4-man playoff division. It's fucking unreal.
If Cleveland got it right at quarterback, I don't think they did yet. I think even if they did, and it's Dylan or Shador, you ain't gonna find out now because they both win the same. They both win the same thing. So
nigga, it's Joe Flacco season.
I'm saying,
that's pretty
I
Flacco.
think they're gonna tell both of them to kick rocks, fuck Watson, and it's gonna be Flacco star. Now we're on the same page there. But yeah, people trying to put the NFC East up there too, though. So I'm excited. I'm excited for football this year.
Football's good. See, this is how you market a fucking product. We talking about football now. Anyway, that's not the point. My hot take.
No, let me get your sound off, man.
That's the Souls edition.
Yeah. Tevin, hot take of the week. Go ahead, man.
There's too much everything on the internet. There's too much everything on the internet. What I mean by that is, and we've been talking about the whole time, and we've kind of been like walking around the point, but people, I think, are stupid, and people struggle with things nowadays because they are incapable of walking out of their comfort zone because they don't have to anymore. If you don't like what somebody is saying to you anymore, you can just go watch something else. If you don't feel like if you don't want to feel challenged by the ideas that people present to you and your mind can't grasp it, you can just go back to, whatever. There's too much. There's simply too much for people to choose from right now, and it is preventing them from developing or growing because they simply want to be in the positions that they are in. And unfortunately, that creates almost every single issue that we have going on in terms of like consumption of anything. That this is why opinions are super divisive. They're so extreme now because you just don't have to give a shit what other people are talking about. Oh, you don't like it, nigga? Me and my homeboys are gonna go watch this guy now. Oh, we're gonna go do our little think piece here. This is a place for like-minded folk. You can't live your entire life in a like-minded state. You can't live in a hive mind or an echo chamber. You can't live with choice paralysis or information paralysis where you're constantly overwhelmed, so you just go back to what's comfortable. You have to engage safely with discourse that will challenge your brain, and this is just across the board. You have to challenge yourself with like the physical, the mental, the emotional. You have to handle things that make you uncomfortable. I know this is a crazy tangent from like the regular Keep It a Buck podcast shit, but like people really need to think. Niggas don't think no more. They're not reflective. They're not challenging themselves to see other viewpoints, and it is actually harming them to stay the same that they are. Like it is. So everybody in here, please do not get stuck in the idea that you are just, these are the things I like, so I'm only going to consume them. Please go out there and try to be challenged, be upset, get angry about things, and then go research the information and be able to handle different opinions.
Like I'm not gonna lie, just to add on real quick. One, like social media as is already doesn't help with that. But I really think like AI is about to make what you're talking about much, much worse.
Way worse.
Because the way people are, that's what I'm saying. Like people use ChatGPT as a therapist right now. I even saw someone get a picture of someone on a train of someone talking to ChatGPT as like an online girlfriend. Like this is how nasty things are gonna get, or are already getting. Like so, this whole echo chamber shit. We have literally built an application that is a built-in echo chamber to just tell you whatever the fuck you want. And if it doesn't tell you what you want, you can tell it to say, tell me what the fuck I want. Like it's It's nasty out
Like
here, bro.
you can apply it to anything. Like dating in general. You want to know why everyone just keeps leaving each other for like the next best thing, and they're on dating apps and not responding and is because you don't have to anymore. You can be as comfortable as you want until you find somebody that doesn't challenge any of the shit that you got going on in your life. When in reality, like real relationships, you fight and you have to deal with being challenged constantly. But that's what makes you grow. That's what makes you the person that you can like handle and like exist in the real world without getting irritated and feeling like everybody's against you and shit like that. That's why you have like red pill motherfuckers. That's why you have social justice warrior motherfuckers. It's like you need to be exercise caution but challenge yourself consistently so you can see the viewpoints of others. Like the shit's been really bothering me lately, especially after DreamCon. DreamCon was another situation where like I can't say names because I know motherfuckers are watching, but there was a person that I was having a conversation with, a streamer, a big one, and I was like, hey, there was another streamer who was in some shit, and I was like, that's wrong. Like, we should call that out, right? Like, what they're doing is wrong. We shouldn't do that. And they're like, yeah, but if we do, everybody's gonna get mad at us, and then nothing will change, but everybody's just gonna hate us. They can get away with the same shit, but we're gonna be fucked up and we're gonna lose our position. So we might as well just not say nothing. And it was like, we have to challenge ourselves to do better. You know what I mean? Like we have to we can still be friends with people. We can still challenge people and let shit rock. But you guys cannot I'm gonna have an aneurysm. Challenge yourselves. Just challenge yourselves a little bit.
You're
Tevin been
good,
looking
but
the pod for a minute. Yeah, you want to get this
I
out.
begin so mad, bro, because like I love discourse. I love, having fun and being whatever, but like, bro, y'all cannot just sit there and like excuse every single thing because it fits the world that you live in, because you're comfortable with it. Because something's gonna happen that you can't avoid, and you are not gonna know how to handle it, and you're gonna freak the fuck out. And it sucks. It sucks. I don't like it.
that's fine and all. But at Grook, can you explain what Tevin said in b-ball terms? Like,
Yeah.
it's
Grok, is this true? Grok, is this true?
It's just that
Grok.
shit. Poo, man. That
Yo,
shit
I've been seeing that
sucks.
under a lot of tweets. At Grok, what does this mean?
What does
Man,
this
if you
mean?
don't,
Nigga, read.
Grok
yo,
show.
let me tell you this. If you reply to my tweet talking about Grok, what is this? I'm blocking you instantly. Grok
Yeah,
these nuts, buddy.
man. I can say that I like to at least believe I like to challenge myself all the time. And where this came from isn't even what Ted was saying, but it made me think of this. And this is a childish connection. But if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. This like reminds me of that one South Park episode of the Safe Space episode. It kind of just reminds me of that because that's what people do. This is like our dead ass was watching shit. I'm like, haha, this is funny, haha, this is funny, typical South Park shit. But I'm thinking about it on a somewhat board level. I'm like, I mean, people do this. people do literally get the first implication, not even direct confrontation, but the implication that someone might confront you. Whoa. Hey, I'm in my safe space now, dog. All right, so hey, can we chill for a little bit? I'll reflect on it myself. I'll self-reflect. And then people start using terms that you're bullshitting. You're not self-reflecting. You're not going to therapy or anything like that. You're just sitting in your room knowing you did something wrong and you're hiding from your problems. Whether it's dealing with other people or for me right now, it's cooking. I've realized very quickly I'm not as good as a cook as I want to be. So I'm over here pissing myself off with mid-eats because I'm trying to make the 5-star meal that I can't make right now. But I'm like, dog, I'm never going to be able to grill for the family if I don't try to grill for myself. So while I'm literally losing money trying to get shit down, I got to do what I got to do, bro. I don't want to just be on some shit where I got to DoorDash or I can't do certain things. I'm about a pod now because I done got a fucking house. I'm fixing shit left and right. I'm seeing these old ass niggas build TVs and shit. I'm like, no, why can't I do that? So I'm like, all right, bro, let me go ahead, learn how to do this, learn how to do that. And I'll fuck up because I've never done it before, but I'm going to keep trying, bro. But niggas ain't got that no more. Sucks.
Yeah, and that even goes into like parenting conversations that I'm having personally with my parents because
Everything.
yeah, no,
That
because
goes into
my sisters,
everything.
my sisters, one of them is going to college soon, and one of them's like entering their teen years, and my parents like raised me very strict. So now that they're trying, like it's just a whole conversation. Um, But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to my hot take of the week.
Talk to me.
I actually don't have a hot take. However, I do want to do this for Cruz because he said this is just going to be a blind reacts for us. He wants
Okay.
us to review this channel. This is apparently the content that's taken off in big
Oh, no.
2025. Let me just read y'all some of these titles and thumbnails. 83,000 views. Why Dabo is so chopped and how to fix it.
What?
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me read why thug maxing won't make you more attractive. 191,000
Why did
views.
that have 191,000? I can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I question why
I
people
literally
click stuff.
can't
Don't
figure
get
that
me
out
wrong.
at all. There's sometimes where like I understand the algorithm entirely, and sometimes I'm like, what? Like I'm out of touch, bro. Because what the fuck is this? How
Like, I
did
would sit there
people
and
click on
think
this and
getting
click?
girls is easy would be the banger. They're like, okay, well, how do I get girls? But
Who the fuck is
video.
Jameer, nigga? Who's Jameer?
What makes Jay Cinco so attractive? A deep dive. Okay.
Like I don't know, bro.
and that ain't a shot.
Okay,
at
okay.
This is
Can
just a
we-
blind react.
No,
How do y'all feel about this type of content, man?
Can we click on one of these though? Because I've started doing this too, where I talk about just like conceptual things that's going on in the community, but I at least talk about them, and I'm like, here's the situation, here's how I feel about it. So
Okay,
I need to see.
okay.
I need to see. Maybe this is just a thumbnail and a title bullshit, and then they actually have some knowledge.
These thumbnails
Hold on,
are
please.
not eye-catchy, but
Please. What the fuck is the average cost per nut in 2025?
that's the one I want to watch. That's the one I want to watch. Let's go to watch it, man. Let's go to watch it.
What is the average cost per nut in 2025? How much does a nigga have to spend on average on a link just to crack buns? This question has stumped the greatest minds of our generation. Philosophers, mathematicians, Zeus and Bilu, even niggas in the group chat.
Not gonna lie, this is pretty good ball knowledge. But I don't know why this nigga said $0 at first. A bitch literally can be under a love.
Wait, that wasn't the
jutsu
main
and still
nigga's
ask you
video?
to
It was
buy her
another
a
nigga's
Snickers to
video?
meet the minimum payment threshold.
But today,
thought it
we're
was a
finally answering this age-old question. Hit the
What
like
is
button, watch
this?
the whole video while I try to break down the current economic.
Hey, this the content that the young
This the
generation
method?
wants, man.
I'm not gonna lie, whoever the original video person is, it's an interesting concept if they are satire. Like if they're just bullshitting through that and it's satire making fun of like how niggas work like that, that can work. But
Yeah.
if it's not satire, this is so ass.
Let me say this. If this is the demographic for Stream U watchers, you're right.
Yes, it
Sage.
is.
You're right, Sage. Yeah, you can't go to Stream U if this is because I don't even know how you fit in this ecosystem, Sage. Like, what the?
I'm gonna sit there and call it. No, like literally, I'm gonna sit there and be like, all right, I get my Riz is lost. Or some shit. No, bro. Look. I agree with Tev, man. We've done on this podcast. Right now, we're clearly in a more mature tone at the moment, considering we just talked about. But like, we fucked around. We've told bits. We've had bits on this podcast earlier about 6 ravens meditating and shit. But as long as we're having a good time. But if this is like deep dive, eyebrow raising, posing like this content, I don't know.
Thumbnails are kind of fire though. Like I ain't gonna lie, thumbnails are kind of fire. That's all.
I hate that those work because those are so ass.
What,
Like,
and I know Tevin
picture?
puts in a lot of effort to.
Yeah.
to
I hate
thumbnails
that
too,
it's
so.
I hate that it's just split left, right, white, red, which it does work in some instances. There's actually one that I'm not going to talk about because I'm using it. That work it works. The left right split with the white red, like literally that actual thing. But using it the way that they're using it, where like the black border around it is whack. The words covering the majority, like the background, is whack. The title's actually not bad. That one wasn't bad,
Yeah,
but a lot of their titles are whack. The thing about it is that the people that they attract, the streamer you watchers, and these horny ass 15-year-olds, like, bro, if there was any one demographic I could remove from the internet, like pure instantaneous Thanos snapped, 14 to 17-year-old boys on that like horny ass little ass niggas, get rid of them. I blow them up instantly.
In GTA,
They ruin any kind of discourse by just being dumb ass, stupid ass And I
Hornball.
know, like, and the thing is, like, I was like that too, bro. Like, I already know that, I'm the same nigga that was like looking up, kissing pranks, 15 years old, because I was like,
But
oh,
this is the growing pains though,
let
Tevin.
me
I
let
feel
me
like
get
you
my
hating
little
now.
let me get but it didn't take me that. It took me all of 2 weeks to be like, this shit's fake. I need to like figure it out. Whereas some of these niggas want it to be real so
They do
bad,
get
and
stuck in that phase.
or
Yeah,
they'll
that's
be
the problem.
like in the parasocial gets so in depth, dog, where it's like, yeah, fuck that girl, agent. You're doing it for me right now. I'm living vicariously through you. It's like, nigga, you ain't nowhere near none of the hoes, bro.
Yeah,
You were 15. You were
Yo.
15 with a Smash Brothers haircut, my nigga. You wearing a Zelda shirt, talking about chopped, yada yada yada. You nigga, you look like Dabo. You ain't never gonna be like that. The sooner you can get out of that world, the better it's gonna be for you. And a lot of them stay in it until they're 18, 19, 20, 21. That's when it's real bad, bro. That's when you're lost.
Yeah, let me just tell you a rabbit hole that if y'all haven't tried, just try it out after the stream. Go to like a popular streamer's Twitter comms and sort it by most recent. Don't sort it by the top post, by the most recent. Just look at like what their community is tweeting like on a regular, and it's just weird shit. Like it's very parasocial. Like I'm
I
gonna
got a
try to
community
look
for a
up
reason. I don't think I'd ever get to where some communities get to, but I don't have that shit for a reason. I don't even want to see that kind of stuff, man.
I want y'all to go look at the AMP pool party comments. I want you to see
That's our ball.
if there was, I want you to see if you can find 10 comments that are not talking about, oh, this girl, that, da da da.
This is Max's community. This is from a minute ago, by the way. It's really been a full week without Max. I'm starting to hallucinate, and my day feels emptier than ever before. What once was the highlight of my day has now vanished, along with the enjoyment of my life too. Max, please come back. The 5 needs you.
He fucking around, but that's still crazy.
Nah, he fucking around, but I'm telling you, bro.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
just go through one of these Twitter comms, sort by most recent, and just the tweets, because some of them aren't. They really aren't trolling about some of these takes and people having.
I'll agree there. Somebody serious.
Yeah. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and wrap this up. This was a good pod, man.
But it's not 11:30.
This was a good pod, man.
He said, "I'm done. I'm actually done."
No, we've had a civil war on the end times, man. The light civil war.
Tevin, I appreciate you for hopping on once again.
No,
man.
Definitely
came in clutch.
Hey, I appreciate y'all. And Hassam, I see your chat. If Bezos don't want to recognize it, I saw what you said. Yes, horny people. Listen, it's okay. It's okay to be horny. That's the human condition. It is literally built within us to reproduce. What I'm saying is, you need to exercise some caution. All right, not everything should be viewed through the lens of horny. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a point in your life where fucking on some just ain't the way that you should live your life. That shouldn't be the end goal for every single day of your life. I hope you and everybody else in chat realize it. Because here's the thing, and last thing I'm gonna say before I get out of here. Some of y'all are in here like, oh, Tev spitting, and then you're gonna leave and you're gonna go to Rakai chat right after this and talk about some fucker twin. Fucker twin, do it for me, twin. And I'm gonna be like, we didn't learn anything. You came in here and thought that what I said applied to you thought what I said applied to everyone but you, and then you did the thing. I need you to be the one to self-reflect.
No. All right, let me just read off because I didn't see the power chat. Heisem for $5. Tev, you are not going hard enough. Pause. All horny people on the internet need to go. If you're 25 and horny on the internet, just die. I'm not the person to talk to about that. So. Damo says I'm 1 moment away from being the Shea Frost. So
oh boy,
I don't even know what he means by that. But because
what does even a moment mean?
You're probably horny.
I don't know because being called the Shea that comes with certain other shit that I don't want to be associated with. So like, Damo, what do you think of me? God damn.
We got a poll on him.
I forgot.
Switch him down.
All right, a couple more super chats before we head out of here. Really, just two. JKP for $10. It sounds crazy, but Will Howard, the QB y'all drafted, could be the future. His
Hey,
skill
shout out Will
set
Howard.
is really starter ready, and a year under A-Rod could be
I'm
really
just-
beneficial.
I'm
That's
just
big
tired
Kansas,
of y'all
baby.
gaslighting me, man. Y'all sit there and tell me, LOL, we ain't got a quarterback, but then Will Howard the guy, but then he not the guy. And now obviously all of you are different individuals, but I'm just speaking from an overall majority. It seemed like a bunch of niggas is just setting up a perfectly good souffle to shit on the Berg when they go out in the first round. And I already know y'all, bruh. And nothing's gonna surprise me.
All right, and last super chat from Wine Raw for $5. I understand recency bias. That's how he spelled it. Recency bias. But can we stop acting like when healthy, Luka isn't clearing SGA, one injured season, and bro's unmotivated alcoholic?
That's what they say about me. I understand it.
Oh fuck.
No, wow.
I fully
I mean,
understand it, bro.
My glorious king is always going to be New World UNO to me, but
He still goaded.
Luka just
yeah,
gotta earn it
that's-
back, man.
that's-
That's all it is, man.
That
Earn
shit is
it back.
damn good. I'm not pissed at it. That shit is
Yes.
pretty good at basketball.
Nah, he
Until
was
further notice,
frozen.
I'm not
Luka
gonna
just
do that
gotta
until
earn
further
back the
notice shit.
throne.
Yeah, I'm not like him, but but SGA is pretty good. You can say both healthy. I got SGA. I'll be like, I mean, you're wrong, but okay, type shit.
All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and close it right here. Appreciate Tevin again for hopping on. Shout out to the chat and everything we got going on over here. We will see y'all next Thursday, hopefully with all four of us here.
Sir,
All right.
all five of us here.
Hey, if you want to
I'm
pull up,
just-
go ahead.
I'm just.
Is this the start of the run?
If I have to do Omar and Damo's job for him every time, man, I swear to God.
Oh boy. TSO purge tonight. In like 20 minutes. I'm just gonna